with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data, all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like building lifetime change makers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. From the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk at 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
J.D. Hayworth here, and the road to feeling better leads to my good friends Dr. William and Ava Gaspar at Beehive IV Wellness in Chandler. With both licensed nurses and physicians on staff by appointment or walk-in, Beehive IV Wellness takes a holistic, naturopathic approach that helps your body with self-healing. All of today's popular treatments are available at Beehive Wellness, from IV hydration to joint injections, even popular semaglutide for weight loss. If you haven't tried IV treatment, you're missing out on your chance to really get healthy. So look them up, make an appointment, or simply walk into Beehive IV Wellness at their Chandler Clinic, where you always get a free initial consultation. Mention me, J.D. Hayworth, get half off your first treatment. Search Beehive IV Wellness on your mobile phone. You'll thrive with Beehive.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. Well, as you know, Paul Sewald is no longer the closer, and I think you all know what Randy's up to then. I got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Good news, everyone. The text line is working correctly today. It actually is working normally and correctly today, so I can read more than 5 words of your text, although some of you I'll wish for those days back. I think.
Yeah, there are a couple of folks. The 5 words were refreshing.
If there was a button that could limit some of you to a 5-word text, I'd be pushing it over and over and over again. Like sitting there going, close the doors in the elevator. I really don't want to ride with anybody. Come on in. Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, so last night, the Hall of Fame game, which, you know, my wife was like, okay, so what is going on here? I said, well, it's a preseason game. She's like, wait, what? it's just a preseason game. Well, what's all the big hubbub about then? Why is this a big deal? It's just a preseason game. Well, yeah, I know, but they do it at the place where the Hall of Fame is right before they have the Hall of Fame ceremonies. She was very let down. She's like, this isn't a championship of any kind or, like preseason champion. No, there's nothing like that. Just preseason game for no apparent reason. Do the regular ones start next week? Preseason game?
Yeah, I believe that the hold on, let me see if I can get to the slate of games. Yeah, so next Thursday is going to be when the regular preseason games begin.
This is like a standalone episode of a show you like with characters you don't care about.
It's like the pilot episode.
No, it's not even that.
Just airs by itself, and then
it's a standalone episode of a show you like with characters you don't even care about. That's all this was. There's no other way of putting it. It wasn't interesting, wasn't good, wasn't. No. It was just dumb. And then I had to listen to Joe Buck, and then that reminded me. I don't need to listen to Joe Buck. It was, the only thing I was interested in, and I didn't really get to pay that close attention because I was grilling some steaks, was the kickoff stuff. They had 8 kickoffs, 1 touchback, and the longest return was 31 yards. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed the kickoff on the one drive I watch.
Yeah.
And I left here and went home.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to really register what I'm looking at until I've been able to watch it like the game in total. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I got to see the whole thing to really get a good idea of how these touchbacks are different, but it seemed clunky as hell. Seemed confusing to some of these guys. And some of that you're shrugging, you're like, well, why even bothering? Why even bother?
Well, they're just trying to find a way to keep kickoffs part of the game. And it's worked in another league. But it just feels like in the NFL, guys have been doing it one way for so long. You're trying to ask them, like the guys, especially out on the edges of the formation, they don't look like they know where to go.
Nobody does.
I watching on TV did not seem to know where they were supposed to go. So I can't even critique it. I have no idea.
Well, I saw the 12th man version of the play where they had a guy out there holding the ball, and then afterwards he was supposed to skedaddle off the field. Yeah, he skedaddled adequately. I had no problem with it. Yeah, it was fine.
That's the depth of the analysis we've got there, because
skedaddling was successful. And, so what it looks like is the kickers are going to have to get really good at not letting it go all the way to the end zone. Yeah, help me out with something here, because I don't know. It's never been a thing I had to worry about. If you kick the ball, right, and the ball lands at the 5-yard line, but rolls back into the end zone, is that a touchback? Or does it have to land in the end zone?
Land in the end zone.
So if it lands the 5-yard line but rolls to the end zone, you got to run it back. You can't just take it right there.
And unless there's a returner there in the end zone and they take the knee. If they don't bring it out of the end zone,
if it hits the 5-yard line, rolls into the end zone, and the guy grabs it and takes a knee, that you're sure that's at the 30-yard line?
I am sure. Yeah, because I don't know if. Well, I don't know if they're going to put that at the 30 or see, that's true, because they do put it at the 30 for it being a touchback. I don't know if that's going to count as a touchback.
Well, it is if he kneels. That's a touchback.
Yeah, I guess it would. I'd have to see it.
I feel like you're going to have a lot of touchbacks because the kickers are going to try to get that ball, to around the 5-yard line. Well, for that thing to drop and then go dead, you got to go back to about the 10-yard line, right? Then it's when he catches at the 10-yard line with the head. I don't know how this is really helping. I know how it's helping. Everybody's already there, so there's no high-speed impacts. So Big Jake says, lands at the 5, bounces in the end zone, and yes, touchback as usual. I would just be waiting for the touchback as usual. 30 yards is well worth not running it back.
Yeah, just some of these kickers are really good. If you sit there and try to wait for it to roll in, it may not.
You can be in position and ready, but if you have a chance at it, let it come to you. You're going to be off the 30-yard line. To give you an idea, on 8 kickoffs, there was just one return that was 31 yards. The average was the 25.5-yard line. So,
Yeah, but I wonder if that number is going to change as people get a better idea of where the hell they're supposed to be on the field. Like how much of that is just guys don't know what they're doing yet.
Mr. Wilbur says, take this show and shove it. We're not doing the 5 words anymore, Wilbur. You're fine. You can say whatever you need to say. Big Jake says, yeah, this hasn't changed. Just do away with the kickoff altogether, right? Just start at the 25-yard line. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kickoffs are an exciting part of the game. If you can try
not anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can try to keep them around, let's see what happens. We're not going to look at one preseason game and decide off of this. We don't decide anything else off of preseason, but we're going to decide off of this. Kickoffs can't work. I
never said they can't work. I'm just saying it don't look great.
It doesn't look great. I'm just saying let's see where it goes.
By the way, we did go ahead and fire up the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em contest platform. We went over to Pool Host, and so I went ahead and emailed everybody saying, hey, get on over, because we had like 350 people in the last one. So I just sent them all an email saying, here's how you do this, get on over. We'll be posting this up on our website here this weekend. So if you've not been part of our NFL Fan Pick'em contest, well, you can be. I just don't have it up on the internets yet. But so yeah, we got about 40 people in there now. Hopefully they got my email. That's a lot of people.
I got your email, so
I only had 2 bounce back. Wait, you got the email, but you're not in there. I don't see you.
Yeah, I haven't sat down and actually done it yet. But
where are your priorities, Keon?
But I saw it. In other places right now. Yeah.
That was far too honest. That was just way too honest. By the way, speaking of honest,
I got plenty of time between now and football season.
Speaking of honest, somebody want to tell me the hell commercial I just heard where there's somebody saying, hey, sell us your life insurance policy.
Yeah, I heard that. That seems like an awful idea.
Didn't seem like there's like, I'm going to sell you my life insurance policy. And then all of a sudden there's going to be dudes lurking. You know what I'm saying? So like, is that how it works? It's like, all right, I'm selling you my life insurance policy. Then like what, they take over and make the payments? I mean, and then if I die, they get all the money?
Do they get the money or some of the money? Is it a partial sale of the policy? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's I would not sell my life insurance policy.
So basically you're getting the money up front and they take the gamble on it, I guess, but they can get a bigger payout than you because I'm imagining that's where the profit is.
Next thing you know, there goes the brakes.
Yeah.
Just
seems like not a good idea. It doesn't seem like wise business to me.
I used to be like that. The scenes in the movie. I'm just driving around some curvy, windy road. Oh my God, the brakes are gone. And I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have sold my life insurance policy. That was probably not bright. Swazman says, Jeffrey, this kickoff rule is kind of like the pitch clock in baseball. It really isn't.
No.
Oh, no. He just wait. Hold on. He's got more. He says there's a few clunker moments, but everybody figures it out eventually, and then we move forward. You know, Major League Baseball, you can't even tell there's a pitch clock anymore because the player is all adjusted to it. That's a little bit different having a timer than adjusting the way that a kick is done so dramatically that I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right, Swaz, man. We'll all get used to it. I mean, we always get used to the rules if they change.
Used to it, but I think also if the players get used to it, like if there's 1 or 2 players that figure out the best way to return it to where it can be exciting, that person's going to be an actual problem. They're going to be able to have a bigger impact on the game than kick returners maybe even used to.
Harry Soap says that new NFL kickoff look for both teams yesterday had the look and feel of one of those 1970s electric football board games, except for these were live players. Yeah, they're just wandering like, do I go here? Do I go there? I remember those games. I remember the first time somebody says, hey, I want to show you something. And I'm like, all right. And they had this football field and these little dudes. And I'm like, oh, all right, how's this going to work? And they said, just watch. Turned it on. Bzzz, and all the little guys started shaking around and kind of moving around. And I'm just like, I'm going outside. This is not a fun game to me.
Okay. The way that some people have described that, that was absolutely riveting at the
It
time.
was dumb as hell. I knew that when I was 8 years old. I mean, this is 1978, and somebody just. Bzzz. I'm like, that's gonna set the house on fire. Like the lights dimmed when you would turn that thing on.
No.
Yeah, it's third down, and open the window because this place is about to be on fire. Just seems like a horrible toy, and it was. It was just you'd set all the guys up, and then they'd all wander around and like they're off in the parking lot smoking cigarettes. It's just like, what's going on with these players there? So you're right. You're right, Harry. So it does feel like that. Radio Ron says, okay, here's the reality. Selling your life insurance policy at a discount to get some money up front to use before you die is actually pretty common practice, particularly with older people like me, where insurance premium is very expensive. And so you cash out by selling it for less than the buyer takes over the policy and they become the beneficiary once you die. Well, see, that's the part. I get the economics of it, but then I got somebody who's we're the beneficiary when you die. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you go ahead and take the shares? Pay no attention to this bag of marbles I have. So I guess you just need to make sure they can't find you while you're alive, right? That's what I'm saying. Seems like a financial idea, right? Up until the part where they're the beneficiary and they only get money if you die.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, we've seen those TV shows where like the guy gets murdered and it's the wife and she killed him because, well, she was the beneficiary.
That's why they always look at her first. The life insurance. By the way, with the picks contest, check your emails when you get home. Everybody, check your emails, and then check your spam because I'm not going to sit here and send. I'm going to send that email out one more time before the season starts. But I'm not. It's not on the babysit you people. And the other thing is, I'm going to be sending out some emails for the fantasy football. Every day I get multiple emails. Hey, what's going on with the fantasy football? And well, we're going to send out emails to everybody who has already participated or is participating and say, hey, you have to respond to this email or else I'm deleting you out of the league. Because we have to make sure that everybody who's in there is actually playing. Had some reports of it was a handful of people, but it only takes a few people to make it not as fun when somebody auto drafts and then never puts their lineup in and then it just messes up the standings. It's not fun.
Or they try for 4 weeks and then quit. So
I hate that too.
So 4 people got to play an actual team, and then the 5th person is just playing somebody's bench that they didn't actually set as a lineup. So
we're going to make sure, at least starting out, that everybody is actually present and accounted for. And I will move some people from one league to another to make sure that everybody gets to play with a good, lively bunch. So we don't have a repeat of like 3 or 4 dead teams in one league like we did last year. And it was a good league. There's a lot of good players in that league. And it's just, sometimes people show up for the wrong reasons. And when they realize, oh, it's not going to go my way, then they quit like a big baby, and it just kills the fun for everybody. Like your younger siblings would do on a regular basis. Just kill the fun for everybody.
Yeah.
So no little brothers and no little sisters. We're gonna go for only cool players. So we're gonna do a little bit of a moving around thing in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, and then we'll get everything in place. And if you want to play with us, you're more than welcome to join in. The email for you to get plugged into our fantasy football contest is blender@1580thefanatic.com. Now, this is for money, by the way. And so is the picks contest. Oh, I didn't say that. The Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest is $1,580 for the grand prize. There will be weekly prizes. We're working on it. Not the kind you have to wait 9 months for. We're taking care of that. For the fantasy football, Harmon Solar is kicking in the prizes for every league. Now, if you're playing one of our basic Daily Blender leagues, you win the league, you get a chance to join the Premier League and $100. So you're not guaranteed to get in the Premier League, but you will be given the chance to, and they'll do that by checking all the stats and stuff like that. So you got to be really good to get in the Premier League. So anyways, there's money on the line for everybody. So if you want to play fantasy football with us, Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. You want to do the picks contest with us and you're not already signed up, don't worry. I'm going to post that up on the internet this weekend and you can get in there. Plenty of time to get set. I already set my lineup for the first week, for the picks contest. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is a new platform. And I started to panic. I'm like, it doesn't show me. I can't change it. I was like, oh, no. And then but you can. You just click the week again where it says 1, and then all those little check mark things came back up. And I'm like,
thank goodness.
Because really, I didn't mean it. The way I picked, I just was practicing. I was just seeing what it would be.
See if it worked and all of that. And also, if someone gets injured, you might want to change the pick even.
Right.
Yeah.
So and you can change the pick right up to game time. Right up to game time.
Lovely. So just like before.
Right. Only thing that's not like before is the tiebreakers. The tiebreaker, I'm a little worried about this. One tiebreaker, and that is by guessing the correct score of Monday Night Football. That feels like it might be problematic.
It could be. It could be because
we may need to find some extra ways of defining a tie. I don't know. Well, hopefully I'm going to trust the people at poolhost.com that they've got this thing sorted. So Swazman says, by the way, Jeffrey, as far as fantasy football, I did my first draft yesterday on an open ESPN league. Looking forward to winning League 2 again in the Blender leagues. Well, hang in there, Swazman. I got to get back in there, and I don't know if I notified the people who are moving up to the Premier League yet or not. So everybody just hang in there.
Yeah. Because your draft strategy is going to change if you're in the Premier League. It's more people in the league. It's a bigger league.
Yeah, it's a harder league.
Yeah.
It is. By the way, Keon, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back after being banished.
Your first job as return to you're the one that has to tell Rosalie Michaels that she's been banished because she had the worst record.
Yeah, I think she already knows. I think she already knows.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if she does. I don't want to be the one to tell her.
I mean, I don't mind telling her.
Well, it's good because that's not your job.
It's not that I enjoy, letting her know that she's moving down. It's that oh, thank God I'm back from Nova Scotia. I'm in America again, and I would like to never go back if that's okay. And that you're gonna have to swap places with me. I'm just glad to be back.
I'm glad you've rehearsed it.
I'll tell her whatever.
Yep, that's your job now. I ain't doing it. All right, listen, we got to take a moment here and pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to beat the book with Dylan Cohen. That's right, getting you ready for your weekend betting. And, he's got some advice and he's got some thought processes that could help you through the whole ordeal. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks back on the diamond tonight as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates at PNC Park. It starts a 6-game road trip for Arizona, who have won 3 in a row in 7 of their last 8. They're coming off a 3-game sweep over the Washington Nationals. Brandon Pfaadt will get the start tonight for Arizona, but the Pirates will counter with Luis Ortiz. The Diamondbacks minus a run and a half plus 125 on the run line. The Pirates getting a run and a half for minus 150. On the money line, Arizona minus 135, Pittsburgh plus 115, and the over-under run total tonight is at 8.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. It was a historic 25 laps around the track for Grant Fisher from Grand Blanc, Michigan. And with 9 laps to go in the men's 10K, Fisher almost fell. He turned his ankle on the inside rail, but came storming back in the final lap to win the bronze. Fisher, the second American in 56 years to stand on the podium in the event, and the 4th American overall. Joshua Cheptegei from Uganda won gold. Swimmer Kaylee McEwen from Australia Australia pulled off another Olympic double. She takes gold in the women's 200-meter backstroke to follow her win in the 100 back. That follows her script from Tokyo. Reagan Smith from the U.S. won silver in both. 3x3 basketball. The U.S. men's and women's teams both go 2-0 today in must-win games. Both were in last place entering the day. The men beat France and China without former BYU sensation Jimmer Fredette, who has a leg injury. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
At Lowe's, save big every day. Right now, get a free pneumatic nailer when you buy a pallet of Metabo HPT nails. And there's more. Save 10% on select shingles when you buy in bulk. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed, when you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Hi, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Neil.
And I'm Nathan. And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Whoa. Who's the new guy?
Well, I'm known on social media as Mr. AZ Sports.
Oh, you're one of those internet celebrities.
Yeah, the internet's really popular. You should learn about it.
Hold on, Neil. We'll still be the same great show.
Will we talk about sports?
Yes.
Will we interview Arizona sports personalities?
Sometimes, yeah.
Will we have fun?
Of course we will.
And I'll bring real knowledge of Arizona sports to the show.
Fine. He can stay.
Welcome to the team, Nathan. It's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Today's weather here on 1580, The Fanatic. It's time for Beat the Book with Dylan Cullen. Hey, Dylan, how did your bets on the Hall of Fame game go? Did you bet the house on the Texans?
I actually put all of my money on the game to end early due to weather. So I'm swimming in it right now.
That was very you had some inside information from like Sean McLaughlin or something, didn't you? That's the only way that happens.
I've got a source over at the Weather Channel that's going to come in really handy for this NFL season.
That's the nerdiest thing that's ever been said on this radio show. I have a source at the Weather Channel. All right, Dylan, so fill us in on the latest with your beating of the book.
Definitely. So we got a lot to cover today as far as the Olympics goes in men's basketball. We've had a couple of surprises happen so far. I'll start off with the first pick from yesterday, which was for Dyson Daniels on Team Australia to score at least 10 points or more and for Australia to win. They played the opening matchup today, which was at 2 a.m. our time, so I doubt anyone was up then to watch. I certainly was not. But Australia was largely a favorite coming into that game, and lo and behold, they got upset by Greece. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Greece was up 17 points at halftime, and they just never let it go. So, that was just one of those ones where we were spot on with the points, but unfortunately the matchup did not go the way that we had hoped there. After that game, the next pick was for RJ Barrett to score 20 points or more for Team Canada and for Canada to win against Spain. This game also ended up being, I think, a lot closer than most people expected. Canada just barely squeaked by with a 3-point win. RJ Barrett was ice cold in the first half, only had 4 points going into halftime. He did turn it on in the second half, but he only managed 16 points in this game. So, maybe if there was someone out there that heard what I said, but, went a little more conservative, took RJ Barrett for 15 points in a Canada win, you certainly hit that one, but we missed on that with RJ getting 16 instead of 20. But the really big, important game that happened today, going back to that strategy that I had proposed the other week for France to win the silver or gold medal in men's basketball. They played a game today against Germany, and both of these teams came into this matchup undefeated. This game had big implications. The winner was going to secure a top 2 seed, which again means you will not have to play Team USA until that final round if you get one of those top 2 seeds. So in this one, France could have really made their path a lot easier had they managed to get a win. They did come in as an underdog. Germany shot the lights out in this game. Their first 2 games, they had shot 31% as a team from 3 and 35% as a team from 3. In this game, they shot 46% from 3-point as a team, which is just a remarkable conversion to have. I think that's something that's going to be difficult for them to replicate as we move on to the quarterfinal round of this tournament. But unfortunately, France took a big loss in this one. They lost by 14 points. They were down at times by more than 20. Victor Wembanyama has just not really performed up to the standard that a lot of people expected of him, coming into his first Olympics, particularly one that is going to be in his, backyard in France. So to not have a single game with at least 20 points so far, that's pretty discouraging to see. France is going to go as far as Victor's going to carry them. So hopefully he turns it around once we get to these more meaningful games in the quarterfinals. And then we're going to know more about how that bracket is going to be structured after the 2 basketball games tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll see how far that goes. I mean, I don't mind if France loses. You know what I'm saying? I just, if everybody's saying that they're that big of a threat to the United States, I don't want to kill your bets or nothing, dude, but I wouldn't mind if they disappeared.
You know what? After today, the real threat seems like it's coming from Germany. I mean, if Franz Wagner is going to be making the kind of shots that he was making, the way Steph Curry's playing right now, he's going to outshoot Steph Curry if those 2 teams end up playing. So,
well, Steph's just in a slump. That's all.
I mean, if you're an Orlando Magic fan, you got to be really excited right now, seeing the way that, those guys on Germany are playing between him and his brother, Mo Wagner. They're having a really great Olympic tournament so far. But, going forward, I mean, at the end of the day, this is the United States tournament to lose. We all know that. So it's going to be exciting one way or the other.
All right. So what do you got in store for us this weekend? Give me your picks.
So for this weekend, wanted to keep it simple. We've got the first pick coming up here in about 10 minutes. I'm finally going to go ahead and work with a Diamondbacks game here. And our Diamondbacks right now are arguably the hottest team in all of Major League Baseball. They've got the second best record since the All-Star break, just 1 game behind the Padres. They're 9-3. And they've got Brandon Pfaadt going on the mound tonight versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. We all know we just played the Pirates last week. We beat them 2-1 in a 3-game series at home. Brandon Pfaadt in particular, I mean, when you look at the Diamondbacks starting pitching rotation, he's really been the consistent mainstay of that starting rotation. He leads it in strikeouts right now. And over his last 10 starting appearances, the Diamondbacks have won 7 out of 10 of those games. So I'll take a 70% winning percentage there. You can look for the Diamondbacks to continue to roll and beat the Pirates tonight. Go ahead and look to bet them on the money line.
Go Fat Brandon. Here's hoping. What else you got?
And then I wanted to give everyone just some perspective going into this last Team USA game versus Puerto Rico. We talked yesterday about how it's difficult to bet these Team USA games. There's so many good players. There's so many people that are capable that are going to be on the court. You really don't know who's going to shine. But what I would say about this game is that, Team USA ultimately needs to win the game by 4 points or more to ensure that they're going to get that top seed in the quarterfinal. So, to beat Puerto Rico by 4, that's no problem. But it's a 35-point spread. I would highly advise against betting on either team really to cover that spread. The risk is really just not worth the reward. USA didn't even cover the spread against South Sudan. So when you're looking at, what's potentially playing this one, I think it's very likely Team USA is going to look to bench some of the older guys on this team just because this is really such a laydown of a game. I mean, Puerto Rico is wide and far the worst team in this tournament. So, assuming Team USA is going to leverage this chance to, give LeBron a little bit of a break, give KD a little bit of a break, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis rolled his ankle last game. That created a little bit of a scary moment. They don't want to deal with that again. These guys may appear in the first quarter. They may appear a bit more over the first half, but I'm going to wager going forward, second half of that game, we're not going to see much of the starters for Team USA. This is going to be a game where they lean on their younger guys. You're going to see people like Anthony Edwards getting more minutes, Tyrese Halliburton getting more minutes, Derek White getting more minutes. Hopefully Devin Booker gets some more minutes as well. So when you're looking at guys to bet on, my best pick was going to be for Anthony Edwards. And I know we did try this one already previously. He did not get at least 13 or more points. His line is currently at 12.5. They're pricing this as if he's not going to play any additional extra time in this game. So the way I look at this is you're kind of gambling on, is Anthony Edwards going to get a little bit of extra playing time now because we're playing a team that is so poor that it really doesn't make sense to play LeBron, for 4 straight quarters, or KD or Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, all those guys I mentioned before. Mm-hmm. So to be conservative, I said Anthony Edwards over 12.5 points. You could look for him to get 15. You could look for him to get 20. But I expect him to get a lot of playing time in the score a lot in this matchup.
Sounds reasonable. By the way, help me out with something. What is the damn time difference? How many hours is it? Is it 9 hours? Is it 7 hours? Is it? Because here's the thing I noticed, that the game is on at 8:15 a.m. here Mountain Time. So if it's 8:15 a.m. here, isn't it like midnight there?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, so it looks like France is 9 hours ahead of us.
Okay.
So if it's
11
a.m. No. So then it's going to be like a late morning game there.
Oh, okay. So I'm going backwards, right? So I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong the other way. So if it's if they are 9 hours ahead of us, I totally screwed that up. It's like 5 p.m. then.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So that's not bad. I was trying to figure this whole time zone thing out. I had it upside down.
Well, with European culture, I mean, they don't work like us. So they're all active and out and about, and they sleep till 4 in the afternoon, and then they go on their normal days and they get home at midnight. So I could see where you were coming from there.
Could have happened. Glad it didn't. So they're playing at 5 p.m. for them. We get to watch it at 8:15 a.m. Yeah, just let me know how it goes. I don't think I'm getting up early, especially now that you've explained that Puerto Rico stinks to high heaven. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm not getting up early for this one. So, all right. So it's Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. Scroll down to the right. You'll see his little logo there. Click on it, and you can read all the analysis that goes behind these recommendations. Also, hit them up with your Instagram, Dylan.
That's going to be at Beat the Book Fanatic, all spelled out, all lowercase. You'll see it come up. Go ahead and give me a follow there, and you'll see all the kind of extra little tidbits that I'll post here and there. Any kind of emerging picks that come up, I'll post them there. So doesn't hurt to keep an eye on it, and hopefully I can give you some advice there that you can turn around and make some money off of.
All right, Dylan, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, what? Yeah, I got the time wrong. I got it backwards. I flipped it.
Yeah, you went backwards in time, not forwards in time.
Which, listen, time is not the boss of me, so shut up.
Also, time counts as math, and we don't do that on this show.
Do not do math.
We have explained this many times.
I was telling the kids again, I was like, I passed trigonometry with an A. I passed calculus with an A. And I purposefully and immediately forgot all of it.
There was nothing for me to forget. I was never that good at it.
Did not want to have that still bouncing around in my head because I'm like, not a whole lot of cause for calculus or trigonometry on the stand-up stage or at the time, acting and things like that. But then in radio, it's funny. Some of that math has popped up here and there when it comes to signals and it comes to distance. I'm not going to bore you with it. But anyway, so yeah, it actually did it kind of pops in every now and then. Then I take a shot of whiskey, try to erase it. That's my technique.
It works. Whiskey's very effective at helping you forget math.
Takes a few, but yes.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Megatron. Hello, Megatron. Mr. Wilbur says, for the Harman Solar thing, ties go to the blind guy. Nope, that is not how it works, Wilbur. That is not how it works. You wish it's how it works. You also wish you'd also be able to do your pick so well that it even became an issue for you.
I knew you were going to go there.
Hello, South Dakota kid. Kringleback says, Diamondbacks money line locked in. Let's go, Fat Brandon. That's right. Let's go, Fat Brandon. Big George says, joke is on them because I'm going to kill myself before they can get their life insurance money. It's a win-win situation. Well, that's interesting. Just to spite them. Listen, I appreciate that level of spite to sell your life insurance policy to these goons, and they give you money, and you're like, and then they won't get money if you die of suicide.
Yeah, then you blow through all the money that you got from them,
except for the whole death by suicide. That's probably not great.
That is tough. The only way that's going to work is if you're going to really time this thing out. You'd have to live a long, healthy life and know when you're close to the end. That's the only way.
I feel like they'd get you before that.
Yeah.
Bear Claw says, how about throwing a pass in electric football? I can't remember. How did that used to happen? Did you flip a thing on a guy's hand, or there just was no such thing? The ball just scooted about. I can't remember.
I just thought every play would be a running play for that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and take a look at that, Bear Claw. I do not recall. Pull the Plug says, based on the Hall of Fame game and the Olympics, the Lakers will hang 2 new banners. Wait, what does that have to do? What? That's the worst analysis I've ever heard.
I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
Like a participation trophy banner.
I mean,
tops.
I guess.
Megatron says, understood. Thank you for your time. You're welcome, Megatron. 888-368-1580. So congratulations to Team USA. In fact, I'm going to wait and tell you why when we come back. We're going to give not as much as we've been doing on the Olympics, but a few things do bear mentioning, and they're probably going to be mostly NFL. So come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-3128. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-3128. That's 800-575-3128. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit talknowaz.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Lab-grown diamonds might be new to retail, but not to Desert Wholesale Diamond. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor of Desert Wholesale Diamond. And even though I'm a fourth-generation natural diamond importer, I was the first to import these gorgeous, eco-friendly, low-carbon footprint, conflict-free, real and genuine diamonds to the West Coast. And unlike everyone who's recently gotten on the lab-grown bandwagon, we work with the largest growers in the world to bring you the best possible diamonds at the lowest possible price. We know what to import and what to reject. And because we're importing direct, working in our low overhead wholesale offices, and making our own rings, bracelets, and earrings in our own facility, we can offer better pricing than anyone. So work with the leader, not the followers, and let us find you the perfect cultivated diamond for less, a lot less.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Live and local.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So the text line is working, but it's also still a little goofy, doing some odd things. So forgive me if I missed your text or something. It's still just a little quirky. Big Jake says, well, it would suck for your widow, but you'd get to spend it now. Yeah. The hell with JJ Whitworth. I want my
my life
insurance money right now. All right. So the Olympics, here's the current situation in case you care. And even if you don't, the United States still leads all countries with 43 total medals. France is right behind us, with just 6 medals back with 36. And then there's China, which has 31. Now, the gold is what we really care about. That's what really matters. I mean, come on, let's be honest. We've got 540 American athletes there. I mean, of course, we're going to win a lot of damn medals, but what we want is gold. We want the gold. And right now, United States is in 4th place in the hunt for gold, tied with Great Britain. Ahead of us is Australia and France with 11 each, and then China has 13 gold medals. So I am told by a reliable source, Keon, that the United States is about to bust wide open with a gold rush in the track and field events.
Yeah, China is not going to be dominating there. So, good run for them.
In the 4x400 mixed relay, guess what? United States set a new world record right there. Nobody faster. So that's nice. Did that get us a gold, or that was just like a preliminary thing?
No, I think that was a gold.
Oh, it is. There you go.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I don't know what we won today. I just know that that's where we're at. Do you know what we actually won today?
Today? No, I don't actually. I was running around doing errands today, so I didn't get to check on everything.
You won the gold medal in errands. And Keon Rose.
I try my best,
Won the gold medal in errands.
In running errands. Someone had to do it.
That should be a track and field event because I'm exhausted anytime I run errands.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm exhausted when I'm halfway done.
I went to the post office and the bank. I need a nap and a medal right here.
Mm-hmm.
We did lose to Morocco in soccer, but it's only soccer, so that's all right. Just not that upset about it.
And also it's us in soccer, and we're not great.
Hey, you were telling me earlier that Schiffel was in the lead of the Olympic golf. Turns out he's tied for the lead with Japan's Matsuyama and I'm going to say Switzerland's Fleetwood. What's that flag with the cross? It's just a complete cross. Is he
I'll
playing
have
for
to-
the Swiss? Hold on here. Or what is that? It's just a white flag with a red cross. I'm thinking Swiss Army knife. Shouldn't it say where he's playing? It says for England, but that's not the British flag.
Yeah, the
What the hell
white
flag is
with
it?
the red. Yeah, it is.
But they changed their flag from the
No
thing that has all the fancy things on it.
No, it's actually the one with all the fancy things on it is all of the flags of Great Britain / the United Kingdom combined.
So England is
It's just the white with the red cross, and then Scotland has their own, and then the blue.
Got
the
it.
blue with the white cross is
So for Great Britain,
Wales.
it's the one we're used to seeing. For just England, white flag, red cross.
Yes,
I am today years old
And-
when I learned that.
on
Just
account of
never knew.
on account of the Scottish and the Welsh actually hate the English.
Mhm.
Despite the fact that they are usually represented as one nation, they don't compete together in the Olympics.
Don't all you bastards act like you knew this. That I don't feel like everybody knew that.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know how common that is of a thing to know.
Listen, I love history.
It's just a
I
random
know
fact.
lots about history. My son is a history teacher and is soon to be professor.
Hey, good for him.
But I didn't really sit there and study the flags. I just thought that typical British, all those stars and bars, or what do they call it?
The Union Jack.
Yeah, I thought that was.
No, that's all of those nations together. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I shouldn't feel dumb, but I'm feeling a little dumb now.
You
Like I
shouldn't.
probably feel like I should know that.
I mean, maybe just given how much you like history, but I don't think that was something that everybody knew.
This is going to bother me now. This is going to bother me for the weekend. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
But Shuffle is tied for first place there. So how many more days are they going to do this before we get a winner? Does it go to Sunday like any other golf tournament? They are. I love the fact they're calling it Le Golf National. I feel like you could come up with a better, fancier French name for it than Le Golf.
That's just literally what those words are in French.
It's just the golf.
The national golf. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I hear you.
You make it a little fancier, you know.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not gonna tell you how to do your marketing, but Le Golf is le lame. All right, let's see what else has gone on today for the United States. I know that the women are still in it, even though the men aren't. The women they're playing Japan next. And oh, by the way, can I just say something real fast? Can I just say, men, this is for you. Listen, if your girlfriend goes ahead and trains for years, 4 years minimum, possibly her life, to go to the Olympics, it's great to be supportive, but it's also great to know when the moment is right and when it's wrong. So let's say your gal wins a gold medal. You don't take that moment from her. You don't take the moment from her and make it about you. Now, it was a successful moment, but when I saw that, I cringed immediately because the moment will be successful, but when she looks back on that, she's going to be like, why didn't you just let me have my moment? Let me explain. So this Chinese badminton player. Okay, the fact it's badminton it kind of takes a little bit of off. like
how mad can you be, really?
Yeah, if you've been training for your entire life to get a gold in badminton, I'm not taking you that seriously, to be honest. But okay, let's just stick with what we're going here. So, Chinese won the gold medal in badminton, and this guy Lou was waiting for his gal there, and he's like, hey, baby, congratulations. And she's like, oh, my God, I won the gold medal. And that's where it should have stopped. Should have been just a nice moment between Huang and her boyfriend, Lou. Okay.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, he drops on one knee and proposes right there, immediately making the moment no longer about her. Now it's the moment about him asking her to marry him. And I felt like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Why would you do that right now?
That
You are the great prize that she's been hoping for. She has it. It's in her hand. It's called the gold medal. Let her enjoy it for a few seconds before you strip away all the attention and place it on yourself.
I think that's a fair point.
Am I being too sensitive?
I don't think you're being too sensitive. I think the only way that works, though, is if you know that that's something that maybe she's wanted for a while. She's been waiting to hear that question, and she would appreciate that a ton. Then it is still about her.
But is it?
If that's what she wanted,
At the very moment
only
you
they know.
drop to a knee, it is suddenly about will she or won't she? What's going to happen to this guy? You know, he dropped to his knee. Will you marry me? And now she's got to say yes or no. The minute she says yes, then it's like she said yes, and then he is okay. You've taken all the attention away from her personal singular achievement and her friend who she won this with, and now it's all about him. And boy, he's the prize now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I largely agree. I'm just saying, unless that's something that he knows she's wanted, because like people who drop on one knee and they're not sure. I've never understood those people. The guys that go to the basketball game and if they're at half court and they drop on one knee and then the moment is just too big and the woman says no and runs away. How did you not know what the answer to that question was prior to you doing that? So that's my only caveat, is if that's something she really, really would have liked to have had.
Feel like at a nice dinner somewhere would have been better. Pull the Plug says Chinese culture is different. The whole thing might have been staged for the country. Yeah, it is a communist thing. CK says, Jeffrey, you know nothing about Chinese culture. A woman finding a husband's 100 times more of a big deal, especially the women. Well, let me tell you something. This may be her dream come true, but her dad's was not filled because, oh, you mean I have a daughter? Oh, damn. It is China.
And around when she would have been born.
Yeah, just saying.
A thing. Yeah.
So, just saying. Let's just, okay, so whatever for China.
But her not getting married would not have made her dad happier. So.
If my daughter came to me and says, Dad, I won the gold at the Olympics, I'd be like, oh, I'm so happy for you, honey. And she's like, Dad, I got engaged. Who is this son of a bitch?
Yeah, well, that's a different culture.
Do they do dowries and stuff in China? Do they get?
I honestly don't know. I don't want to be too ignorant on this. I genuinely don't know.
I feel like in China, where they all wanted boys. I don't know if that's still the culture now, where you were only allowed to have a certain amount of kids, and so you have a daughter. It's like you've got to give them a dowry to take her because of just how backwards everything is over there.
I mean that's not just China. That's like a lot of Asian countries. It's just a different culture. I don't know.
None of the times that I've been married does anybody give me anything.
I don't know what to tell you. I've never been married, but I suspect I'm not getting anything either. So outside of married,
like a cow or something. Anything.
A cow.
Not like any of them had cows, but make an effort. I don't know. Diamondbacks are off to a good start, says Big George and King of Kittens. 4 home runs in a row? 4 singular home runs? Are you serious? Is that right? I'm trying to see a thing here. Inside the park homer by Corbin. 3 mighty blast single homers by the first 4 Diamondback batters in Pittsburgh tonight, says King. Wow. That poor guy. I feel so bad for Ortiz. Dear God. Did Jake Bell just do it too? Or was he one of the last ones to do it? Oh, they got him. He popped out.
Well, Josh Bell, it is saying on the Yahoo he's got a homer. So.
Oh, okay. See, this whole live feed thing from the ESPN is lame as hell. It never gives you the right information. So that I'll count on the 4th dimension. Oh, Megatron says Corbin was a triple. Well, they said it was a home run.
Yeah, Corbin tripled, and then whoever.
No. Okay, I see.
Ketel Marte got them both home.
Got it. So he tripled. The other guy is home.
Yeah.
You had Bell homering to right center, 409 feet. Peterson homer to right, 430 feet. Marte homer to right, 420 feet. And Carroll scored on a throwing error. It wasn't necessarily a kettle metal there. So,
oh, well,
take it. Loving it. Loving it. Big George says, not a good day to be a Corbin Carroll hater like Ralph. Oh, he'll always find a way.
We know Ralph.
King Kitten says, 2 of them landed in the river behind the stadium. Way to go, Diamondbacks.
Knocking it out of the park.
Keep up the good work. All right. Listen, we got to take a break. 1 hour is down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-488-2594. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-488-2594. That's 800-488-2594. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. The Foster Care Review Board is a panel that advises our juvenile courts on the best interests of children in out-of-home care. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about the Foster Care Review Board. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
A Gain St. Bede story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain St. Bedes into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. Rumor has it he might be back on Monday. Got Ralph from Harmon Solar with us right now. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Hefty Lefty says, does this mean the text line is off the IL? Yes, it does. It's working mostly correctly. Mostly. Still a little quirky, but that's all right. So, Whistling Gerbil. Oh, thanks for that, man. He just sent me a thing about the British flags and the Switzerland flags and all that stuff. I just wasn't aware of part of that. So Chief Skull says, those English bastards. I mean, I agree, being Irish and American, all the above. Although I've been like, can I get a couple boxes of that tea before you chuck it in? Because I kind of, I drink it. So thank you, Megatron, Big George. Lost Toby says, Corbin tripped and scored on throwing error. Little league home run right there. Harry says, just joined. Heard that Ralph was on. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Go Seahawks.
There we go. Go Hawks.
I love that Ralph's face. Anytime anybody says something, he's like waiting for that next shoe to drop.
He's like waiting for the knife.
99.99% of texts, they're like, oh, Ralph's on the show, usually ended suck at Ralph. So to be fair to Ralph, that's a good reaction. It's a normal reaction to that.
You got to go Seahawks, so I'll say it. Suck it, Ralph. Monkey Puncher says, I still love Dylan Cohen. You go, girl. Hefty Lefty says, as the Utes say, T slaps. No, I'm never going to say that. Never going to say. You know what slaps? Will Smith. That's all I know.
Wow.
Will Smith slaps.
Yes,
what were we doing here? Right. We're almost done talking about the Olympic stuff. We didn't really talk much about the Olympic stuff yet, but this was interesting. The Phoenix Suns players are having a great time in Paris. I've seen little videos, little clips. They seem relaxed. They seem like they're having a good time. Kevin Durant, whenever he gets out there on the court, he's playing great. Devin Booker's playing great. So it's a nice experience for the Phoenix Suns players there in Paris. Well, Kevin Durant was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. He got to watch the women's gymnastics. And so yesterday he was over there watching Simone Biles perform. And somebody asked him about it. He says, yeah, it was great. It was nice seeing her live. First time seeing that. He says, I kind of wish I had that kind of muscle in my calves. I'm going to have to get in the gym for that. And it was like, that's Kevin Durant. And all I could think is, we just wish you had any muscles on your legs. Any muscles at all. I mean, I know your legs work, but we'd love to see some.
He's got a thin frame.
Just
like the scouting report on Kevin Durant when he came out of college was he's just going to have trouble putting on weight. Like he just doesn't have the frame that carries it.
Oh, I wish that was true about me right now.
Well, doesn't everyone?
No trouble putting on weight. Anyway, so Kevin Durant's having a nice time, and Devin Booker was out walking around, and turns out, I think he kind of planned to do this, but it was really cool. So he's walking around and minding his own business, and he's got his little camcorder, and he's got a camera crew with him too. And he sees this dude in a Phoenix Suns jersey. This dude was French. How do I know? I can tell a French guy in a tank top when I see a French guy in a tank top.
You just look French. Yeah.
A couple of different tells. Very, very sweaty and long pit hair.
Oh.
Very pale. Oh. And just kind of had that messy French hair look.
Yeah, like I said, he looked French.
Everybody, did you see the video on this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, so he's walking around there and he sees this guy in a Phoenix Suns jersey, a Booker jersey. And he's like, hey. And the guy's like, oh, good Lord. I don't know what language he spoke or what. I just assuming he's French. He could have been.
If you look that French, it's French you're speaking. I think you're right.
And I think I heard him talk some choppy English a little bit. So anyway, Booker's like, hey, they daps him up. And he's like, my boy's repping out here. And he's like, talk about right place at right time. He says, come with me. And they go over and he's like, come with me over to this black SUV. And when he starts to open the trunk, the French guy's like, oh, you've seen this movie before. It's like, I would be nervous. Like,
I have also watched Taken.
Don't want to kink shame anyone, but I don't know what Devin Booker's into. Am I going to end up in the trunk? And is there going to be a sock in my mouth? Is that sock going to be a game worn sock that I might make money on later if I survive the raping? So, I
don't think that's a kink anymore. That's just a crime.
Yeah. I don't know how
you
these
can crime
things work.
shame.
I don't leave the house. So luckily he opens up the trunk. He's like, oh, tons of Nike shoe boxes. He says, what size are you? I'm like, what?
Well, if you see shoe boxes and someone asks that, then I hope your mind goes to the only place that matters as far as shoes go.
Oh, the ladies, they do not complain.
So that's not what anyone was asking you.
It does the job. No, so he's like size 11. He's like, here you go. He reaches in, finds it, and says, put those on, switch them out. And he did. The guy was just thrilled. Now I don't know if he signed them or not, but I would imagine he did. I would imagine that. Yeah. Sign my jersey, please. Sign these shoes. I mean, I don't know. If Devin Booker gave you a pair of shoes and you're in that situation, do you push it the one step forward and say, can you sign these? Or do you feel like, okay, I shouldn't ask for anything else?
You just ask. Ask. I mean, if he says no, just be respectful about it. All right, just
maybe you'll sign these too. Oh, that's it. That's enough. How greedy can you be, you French bastard? Give me those back. Oh, and I'm keeping your other shoes. Get out of here. Get out of here. And he chases them down the sidewalk. See, in my head, that's what would happen if I asked for the autograph.
That's because that's what you would do if you were signing the autograph. That's why.
I love where he almost says, if you were famous. Wow. No threat of that.
No, is that if you were the one signing the autograph, you'd get the hell out of here. Shoes aren't enough.
I give him one shoe.
Greedy French
You
bastard.
would do that. Yeah.
You'd say exactly those words.
So go find another friend who's size 11. Send him over. Yeah, you get one shoe apiece. Pierre is telling me that my French accent's gotten worse. I wasn't even really trying. Well, I was just doing a non-distinct sort of accent because I don't know if the guy was French.
And yeah, that's also, you weren't exactly saying words. Like the French accent has to be with actual words. Otherwise, you're just making funny French sounds, which is, to be fair, speaking French.
Oh, Pull the Plug says, have any of you watched the Olympic 3-man basketball? It sucks. Why don't we send professional players, men and women both? I think they finally won a game and everybody's like, oh my God, we won a game. It's like, I thought they were already out.
Yeah, no, it was group play. So yeah, lost one. And then, and Team USA, the men's side, at least, they ran into Serbia, which is, as I recently discovered, the best 3-on-3 basketball team in the world. I'm guessing because we're not sending professional basketball players. But 3-on-3 basketball is different.
Like, where did we find our 3-on-3 people?
I know one of the players is Jimmer Fredette, who used to be in the NBA.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he played his college at BYU, kind of bounced around the NBA for a while.
We sent our Mormons.
Well, one of our Mormons.
That's probably nothing personal to the Mormons. They love to play basketball.
He's
not
really
necessarily
good,
great at it.
Jimmer Fredette's real good. At least at that.
Okay.
As far as NBA level basketball goes, that maybe didn't go as well as he planned.
Okay, so we've got some sort of good players, kind of, and that's why we're losing.
Yeah, I mean,
to everybody else. I mean, I'm just like, let's talk honestly about that.
But also like the strategy of 3-on-3 basketball just isn't the same. It's just the geometry of the court's just a little bit different. I always liked playing 3-on-3 better than 5-on-5. It's a little less crowded, so you're a lot more decisive in where you need to go. And if you're used to playing 5-on-5 and you make the switch to 3-on-3, you're a little bit behind. And I think that's the other thing too.
So people just can't figure out how to take it out. I mean, I don't understand why this is difficult for a pro, because it's the same kind of game you played as a kid with your pals when, you're playing in the driveway or something.
Yeah, but then you stopped playing it. These countries have guys that just play 3-on-3 basketball, and that's all they do. So obviously, it's going to be you're going to be behind at least them.
All right,
Serbia's really good at it.
Don't we have 3-on-3 leagues?
We have one big one, the Big 3 League, which is a lot of former NBA players, which is probably why those guys didn't get sent over. Like they're in their 40s and late 40s, early 50s. Some of them.
Don't we have like a bunch of street leagues, like in New York and LA?
Yeah, but they're not like official leagues. And so I don't know
there's some
exactly.
Bad players there.
There are. I just think that you've got to figure out. Like I just think that with how this is set up, the amount of money and attention put towards finding the talent to play, they need to do a better job.
I figured, we should be owning all of this, but what do I know? Megatron says women are pros and one college player. Okay. Well, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's not the best part. I know like Cameron Brink was supposed to go. I haven't gotten to watch the women play the 3-on-3 yet.
Can I walk you through something here real fast? You tell me if I'm crazy. So you got the gymnastics, right? And you got Simone Biles will run off and do a thing, and then she'll do a thing with some other people, and then you have track and field. A guy will run a thing by himself, and then he'll run a relay with other people. And there's other events where this person does multiple kinds of events. Why don't we have from our pro teams, there are pro players who are on the Olympic basketball team, men and women? Why don't we have a couple of them go over and take care of business in a 3-on-3 and just wipe the floor with everybody?
That's a great question.
And because don't tell me like, oh, I'm too precious. You're just walking around giving people shoes and commenting on people's calves. Get your ass over there and help them win the 3-on-3.
Yeah, I don't think
America.
I don't think you can do that with basketball just because of the sheer amount of running in any given basketball game. So you can't do an NBA or like a FIBA type game and then do 3-on-3 afterwards and expect to be any good at it. Now, why didn't we take the guys who didn't make Team USA, that next level of guys, and send 3 of them? That I'll never know. That I'm not 100% on.
Because then that's a bad look for you. Like, let's say I didn't make the dream team, but I'm on the 3-on-3, and it's just like I'm the best of what's left. No, thank you. Pass.
Okay, but you're the best of what's left at home. Like, how is that different?
He still is like, you be walking by. Here's the men's team, and you're on the 3-on-3, and they're like,
Well, I mean, instead of Embiid and Tatum sitting on the bench, they could have went and played.
I'm just saying, don't let them be on both. Is what
we're
I'm
playing
saying.
anyway.
Yeah,
let them be on both.
You can't do both. It's too much.
The people who are doing the 3-on-3, it's a small amount of minutes. They don't have to play tons of minutes.
They're not.
So
well, that's the thing
go.
is you need them for if there's an injury. That's what that's what your whole roster is there
they're
for.
already there in Paris. So yeah, I feel like
okay,
this
but now you're taking away from the 3-on-3 team. That doesn't make any sense. You run like 4 miles a basketball game. No, we're not. You can't do
you
that.
run like about 50 feet in a half court though.
Okay, but that's still a lot of running. No, actually, in a half court 3-on-3, because there is so much more space, you actually do much more running. That's
I don't know. I feel like
no, that's not
unless you want toughen up.
Not unless you want to find out a new way to tear an Achilles at the Olympics. That's the only reason you do that. If you just wanted to see how that would work.
So the Achilles are the main concern here.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would that not be a concern?
Well, the main concern, I guess. Megatron says women will be fine. They figured it out. They got 3 in a row they've won now. They should medal. And by the way, here's why they won't do it, because they make millions and don't want to get hurt playing the 3-on-3. Yeah, all right. It's just kind of sad.
If you could put together a group of NBA guys, some NBA guys that would like to have that attention, that spotlight, and send them, as opposed to Jimmer Fredette, who bounced out of the league. I like him, but that's what happened.
Tia says, "Go suck it, Ralph."
Okay,
not just suck it, Ralph. Go.
Have to actually move.
Yes, yeah, that requires effort. Pull the plug says, "Send Angel and what's her name there, and another one. Well, what's her name over there? Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and."
I don't think they wanted to do it because they were going to send Cameron Brink, and then she tore ACL. That was what stopped her. I just don't think Caitlin and Angel are interested because they are worth a lot more money than everybody else.
Pickle Rick says, I looked this up today, and they had 3-on-3 qualifying in March. So no current NBA player participated because it was during their actual season.
That makes sense.
They got to change those rules. South Dakota Kid says, hey, instead of South Dakota Kid, can I be Jack Lord's hair? Or can you call me the Regal Beagle? I like South Dakota Kid. Jack Lord's hair?
I like Regal Beagle.
The Regal Beagle was a place.
Three's Company, yeah. It was a bar.
We generally don't let people change their text or nicknames, but I do remember when we were trying to help you come up with your text or nickname that, there was a lot of hemming and hawing. So if you go to Regal Beagle, and I will allow it, that's it. There's no going back. You could never be the South Dakota Kid again.
Is this what you told your wife?
Or anybody else.
There's no going back.
There's no going back. As much as you want to, clearly. As much as you want to. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, that's also why you can't just send the winners of the Big Three League each year. Well, they got to change some rules. They got to change some ideas.
And that's up to the Olympic or the U.S. Federation of that to figure that out. It's like you keep having your tryouts when the best players are playing, then you get what you get.
Hey, is it my imagination, or did like two different guys retire from tennis after playing in the Olympics? Or one guy said he was going to retire no matter what. He was already retiring. And then all of a sudden, this Andy Murray guy, he retired. And then after his career came to an end on the court, he went out and tweeted. I thought it was actually pretty funny. He tweets, "Never even liked tennis anyway."
I only played it for 20 years.
So is that my imagination, or is it two guys? It was Andy Murray and that other guy.
And I think Nadal.
Yeah,
Rafael Nadal.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you are that is correct.
The Olympics are chewing up and spitting out tennis players.
Well, Nadal, like you said, Nadal was going to retire anyway. He was this was the last hurrah. His knees are the stuff he was doing when he was playing tennis, especially on the clay court stuff, sliding around like that. His knees were starting to go like 6 years ago. I'm actually stunned he continued to play at a pretty good level.
All right. And now this is the last Olympic thing I've got, at least at the moment. So, people who have been like, you're talking too much Olympics. First off, bite me. Second, Ralph?
You're talking too much Olympics.
Bite me. Anyway,
I'm glad that the Fourth Dimension has learned the lesson of complaining about the Olympics, because that's when 5 Olympic facts make an appearance.
Uh-oh.
And then somebody gets blamed for having 5 more Olympic facts, and no one has been foolish enough to try that again. So here we are.
They can be taught. So I don't know if I was hoping when I saw this headline that it would be live, because can you imagine? So here's what they're saying. Tom Cruise has done this epic stunt. They say epic. I didn't. To close the Paris Olympics and then pass the flag to LA, who has the Summer Olympics in 2028. And so he did this big old grand thing. I jumped out of a plane, parachuted to the Hollywood sign. I don't know what it is, but I haven't seen it, but you kind of get the idea, right? And I think that they should not have. They did this back in March. They wanted to do this in secrecy. They wanted to do it ahead of time. They want to do it in secrecy. And so people are like, what the hell is Tom Cruise doing out there? Now everybody's starting to put 2 and 2 together. And they're like, oh, that was the stunt for the thing. Okay. Well, that would have been a lot cooler if you did it live. Why wouldn't you just do it live? Because think about it. If he died, that's a hell of a story.
I think, well, it's not a good story though.
Depends who you are.
I mean, for the Olympics,
he died doing what he loved, yelling at people and blaming them for his own issues. he's like the actor Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? That's Tom Cruise. If you hear stories about how the way he treats people around him,
I don't think you're incorrect.
But I don't want a little Tom Cruise to die or nothing. I'm just saying, live would have been cooler. I'm not as impressed now that it's already been recorded in the can, as they say.
I hear you.
But they've already leaked it, so we already know he's going to do something with the plane and the Hollywood sign. The Jet says,
yeah.
Can I change my texter nickname to Jeffrey's Angry Scrotum? No, Jet.
Wow.
I don't let people change their texter nicknames. I'm pretty sure I won't be allowed to use that for anyone else either.
I was going to say.
Megatron says Ice Cube put a challenge out to the gold medal winner to take on the Big 3 All-Star winner, and then the winner of that gets $100,000. Okay, the gold medal winners aren't going to even cross the street for $100,000, and that's how much they make.
Yeah, and also you get to the part where like the Big 3 league is still it's very geriatric in its lineups. It's guys who retired, couldn't make it in the NBA, had pretty good NBA careers, and just would like to keep playing basketball. That's a lot.
They're old. Just say it. They're old.
There's a lot of people who played basketball in a smaller ratio of television. You know what I'm saying?
when the screens were smaller.
Right. It's not a widescreen. It's that 4x whatever.
We're past the black and white section, but now we're in the
Yeah,
small color section.
yeah, everybody's in color, but there's going
It's
from
small.
the square to the rectangle.
You had
There's a
to
lot
get
of
your
guys
friend
who are
that
in the
went to
square.
the gym to carry the TV that you would have been watching them on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the difference right there. You know, you can carry like this TV in here. I could carry a 65-inch TV under my shoulder if I had to. It'd be pretty good, right? And then you try to carry a 32-inch TV back in the year 2000, whatever, you'll get a hernia. It took 2 people, so you didn't crush your fingers and hurt your knee.
Well, go to the 80s. They were floor models.
Break your tables and your chairs.
And
It was
it's
horrible.
not that you needed 2 people, and that still didn't guarantee that it didn't hurt.
Well, in the 80s, you needed a hand truck.
Yeah, because they were basically a piece of furniture.
Right. It was
And you
thick oak, just pulled.
Yep, heavy.
Real wood.
And you were paying 4 or 5 people if you had to move it upstairs ever. That's just.
Do you remember? Now I'm going to age myself. Do you remember having to go to like Woolworth or one of those stores with a tube from your TV, and you'd go to the tube tester and you would test your tube, and if it was broken, you'd get another tube and put it in the TV?
I am nowhere near as old as you.
No, I used to do that as a kid. I remember that. Someone in the fourth dimension remembers that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the old people.
The tube testers.
Yeah, I just never saw that. Never saw.
Yeah.
I think I would have thought that was cool if I'd seen it.
It was actually kind of cool. There were these glass tubes, and you would take them to the store and put them in these testers. And if they were bad, you'd get a new one and go put it in the back of the TV.
It's kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah, there'd be a little buzzing here and there. There's a reason my parents made me do it.
No idea you were that old. All right, Monkey Puncher says, I love when you talk about the Olympics. It's sexy. Thank God that's over. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. French swimming extraordinaire Léon Marchand is coached by Bob Bowman, the man who helped Michael Phelps become the greatest of all time. Well, now Marchand finds himself in Phelps' company with his latest win, a no-doubter in the 200-meter individual medley. Marchand joining Phelps, Mark Spitz, and Kristinato as the only swimmers who have won 4 individual gold medals at the same Olympics. Sha'Carri Richardson hoping to grab gold on the track this weekend. The Dallas native won her first-round heat in the 100 meters with ease. The reigning world champion Richardson moves on to the semifinals tomorrow. And after 25 medal events today, the United States is still atop the medal count, 43 overall with 9 gold. France in second place with 36, followed by China with 31. China does have the most gold with 13. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
School is almost here, and if there's 2 things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Kohl's stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and more when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%, plus earn Kohl's cash. When it comes to back to school, you gotta go back to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Pain means pause on the things you love, but green means go. Cool the pain with BioFreeze and keep on going. BioFreeze cools and relieves sore muscles and joints. It works fast and is long-lasting by using cold therapy to help relieve the pain. In fact, it's the #1 clinician-recommended menthol topical pain relief brand based on Ipsos clinician survey of chiropractors, podiatrists, massage therapists, retail pharmacists, and athletic trainers. BioFreeze. Green means go. Learn more at biofreeze.com. Use as directed.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Ralph, let me ask you a question about your boy, Mr. AZ Sports.
Sure.
Is Nathan, does he actually know stuff?
He knows a lot of Arizona stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, is he hooked up? Does he know people and stuff?
Low level people at the stadiums and stuff because he's there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes, he gets relationships going. Yeah. I mean,
well, the reason I'm asking is I saw he posted up on the Twitters. He said, breaking news, Paul Sewald is no longer the closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks per Torey Lovello. Unknown who will take his spot, though. And then somebody else on there goes, sources. And I'm like, ooh, well, that's a good point.
It's a good question.
Does he have actual sources?
I think he does. Yes.
So did that get announced? Did somebody actually say?
I haven't seen that. I haven't heard that news at all. I mean, I would not doubt it, but I haven't heard it. It makes sense though.
And if he said it at a post game presser or in the locker room, then that would be from his own mouth. Yeah.
Nathan is. I've only known him for a short time, but I don't see him as somebody that talks out of his butt, unless he's disagreeing with me. Other than that, I mean, he doesn't typically talk out of his butt. So if someone must have told him over there.
Yeah, there are other people saying Torey Lovello said.
Okay, so it's not just Mr. AZ Sports.
Not just him, no.
All right, because I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, that's breaking news." Then I was like, "Ooh, that's also just a guy." So I didn't know if
he's our guy.
He had it, so that's why I'm asking. Because if I see him post stuff up, and I'll give him credit for it, like I just did. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm reading something that's real.
I would say he wouldn't post unless he had a really reliable source.
Okay. So I can trust Mr. AZ Sports.
Until I tell you you can't, yes.
Oh, I don't have to wait for you to tell me. The fourth dimension will tell me if I'm getting something wrong.
Yeah, but we can't
him.
Half the time we can't trust them. So
it's also true. So
well, what you can trust though is that the moment you breathe anything that's incorrect, the fourth dimension will tear you limb from limb. It's not necessarily about accuracy. They just happen to be right for the purposes of destroying you.
Yeah. Let's just say the 5-word text, not a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of missing it.
The only person I don't want to see have 5-word texts is Moist One, because I don't want to find out if he's going to be creatively filthy. I don't need...
Oh, he will be. Absolutely.
Yeah, what you don't know is yesterday he was.
Oh.
I don't read them all.
I know.
You can't.
Don't read them all.
Well, with some of his, you can't read any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, the Arizona Diamondbacks currently have a 5-0 lead over the Pirates, bottom of the third, one out as far as they know, and Fat Brandon is doing a pretty good job. So
Fat Brandon, wow.
Well, that's what I call him.
It's Brandon Fott.
Yeah, he wouldn't even be mad if he knew that somebody was calling him Fat Brandon. He'd be like, I bet he'd like that.
He probably would.
Or he'd come down and whoop my ass. Either way, I'd have a good story. So all right, the Jet says, does Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson play in the Big Three tournament? Who would be a third for them?
I don't know.
Who would you put in there?
The guy they used to play against.
I don't know that actor.
I don't know. I don't know the actor, but yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
The guy that Woody Harrelson calls ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good three.
Yeah, who would be? In that weird movie that I like that feels like New York but is clearly in California.
Clearly.
Wait, yeah,
Clearly
right. You're
Venice
talking about
Beach.
white men can't jump, right?
Yeah, that's all Venice Beach.
CK says, Jeffrey, I'd like to hear one of these two. More Olympics or pina colada. Well, no, we don't do the pina colada thing anymore, CK. We just don't do that.
Radio Ron came down from on high himself to say no. Stop doing that.
So I can say it out loud and no consequences. It's like being a kid these days. I can do whatever I want. No consequences. King of Kitten says Skaggs Drugs had a TV tube tester over by the photo center in front of the corner of the store.
There you go. That's usually in the front by the. That's where they always.
Vague
were,
memory of Skaggs. I always thought that was a weird name for a place. Skaggs.
Better than Skanks.
See, that's what it felt like. You're saying Skanks.
Skanks would be interesting. I mean,
Skanks. So
see what
that's
they'd sell in there.
It would be a different building.
That'd be an accurate name of a strip club.
That would be a great name for
a completely different kind of business.
Let's go down to Skanks. Of course, we're by the airport. I didn't have to tell you that. Sir Drives a Lot says the other station said all this hours ago. Well, we don't listen to the other station, Sir Drives a Lot, so how would we know? Big George says, yes, it's true. Thank you, Big George. Swazman says, Jeffrey, it just occurred to me. I was just watching trampoline events in the Olympics, and you were talking about basketball. Hey, maybe that's another good new Olympic sport. Get with the Olympic event committee and say, how about basketball with like a 20-foot rim? And then we'll see, people on the trampolines going up 20 feet. Real high.
It exists already.
Olympic slam ball.
It's slam ball, yeah.
But Olympic slam ball.
I would watch that.
A lot of people would watch that.
Excellent.
When they put the slam ball on, I watched it. They brought it back. It was awesome.
That's the only time I can dunk.
Well, that's all of us.
I almost had to go because the boneheads in Palm Springs can't figure out what is sound and what is not sound. Here's my text.
It's an adventure every day over there.
We get a test. Their show is on at the same time as our show. We're off the air again. Moments later. Oh, sorry. Never mind. We're okay.
Wow.
Sir Drives a Lot says, I was helping with the Mr. Arizona debate. Sheesh.
Okay, but that doesn't.
Why are you listening to the other station?
Yeah. Sir Drives
on
a Lot,
you, dude.
You're cheating on us.
You're making bad choices,
and that doesn't mean that that's where he got it from. I mean, the Diamondbacks post the post game stuff and the pregame stuff on YouTube. You probably could have found it there too.
All I know is that Sir Drives a Lot cheats on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a cheater.
Two-timer.
I was having a good day. I was having a real nice time. And now I got to hear this. Sir Drives a Lot is slinking off into the shadows and listening to the other guy.
Apparently he does a lot of things a lot.
He says, you guys are only on for 3 hours. The station is on for 24/7. I'm just saying. It hurts. Sir Drives a Lot. It hurts. So you only come around when you think you're going to get some. Okay. No, that's fine. No, we'll be the whore.
Wow.
And the other one's your true love. I can't even look at you. I'm sorry the rest of you had to see that. Sir Drives a Lot just hurt. Hurt us. Cut us to the quick. Monkey Puncher says, how dare you call me a skank, Ralph? I'm a respectable woman's.
Well, I'd like to argue that point because I've heard a lot of things on the station.
Did you say Monkey Puncher?
I'm just saying, no.
I don't think any of us said Monkey Puncher.
Monkey, I didn't say it, but she's definitely attacked every single male person on this station and people that listen. So she might, I'm not saying she's a skank, but.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. She's a single lady. She go around and, try her chances. Just like, it's not like she's like jumped on somebody who's humping their leg. She's just like, hey.
If you want to be a doorknob, that's your business.
Huh?
In that everybody gets a turn. Yeah.
I don't get the turn.
You don't get are you kidding?
Who's the doorknob?
Well, she would be the doorknob.
She's the doorknob?
Everyone gets a turn.
Oh, the village bicycle. Everybody gets a ride.
Yeah, same
thing.
See, that makes more
another
sense.
way of saying it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to go bicycle. But...
I'll be honest, I never really heard the whole doorknob thing.
Never?
Oh, you haven't heard that?
I don't think I've heard it that way.
That's old.
It's always village bicycle. Everybody gets a ride.
Huh.
The Jet says, 3 hours? That's a funny joke. I think you average about 2.1 hours per day.
Wow.
What are you talking about? We're on 3 hours a day, except for during NFL season. Don't whine. I'll reduce this show. I'll reduce it right now. Watch how fast
he's
this becomes a
15
shorter
minutes.
show.
He's not kidding, and I need the hours. Don't do that. This
will be a 1 hour show.
I'm like Michael Jackson holding the baby over the balcony. You have no idea what I'm going to do.
I am way crazier than you think. That just.
Moist one says, I'm sorry, girlfriend. Let's get a tub of ice cream. Forget that stupid boy. Who's what? CK says, since when do you care about what Radio Ron says? If you're that worried about it, let Ralph hit the button. Sponsors can do what they want.
That's a good point.
What button?
The pina colada button.
I would absolutely hit
And
that
first
button.
off, we do worry about what
There's no
Radio
button.
Ron says in that he owns the station. So I don't know where that's coming from. And the reason why the button's not getting hit is that also we agree. I hate that song. Jeffrey doesn't like the song. I also hate the song. I've got the button right here. I'm never pressing it.
I thought we deleted that.
Just keep it just to look at.
I feel a little threatened knowing the button is there.
That's a little creepy that you just said I keep it just to look at.
It's just not a safe space when I know
What else
that
do you
could happen
keep just to look
anytime.
at?
It's just a memento from the early days.
Okay.
No, don't kid yourself. That was a threat.
It's not a threat. I would be hurting myself.
Rico Suave says, Happy Friday. Thanks, buddy. The Jet says, we referred to them as Circle K. Open 24 hours.
Wow. Haven't heard that one.
It's all right. Monkey Puncher says, I am not a doorknob, good sir. I'm a discreet and discerning woman. I choose my partners carefully and make sure they don't have STDs. I bet she does that by stalking them. Some binoculars where she can also see the test results.
Going through their trash and grabbing getting their DNA tested without them knowing. I assume
I think we need to talk to Rico Suave about this.
Rico, are you sure?
He's the one dating her.
We're trying to. I don't know how that's going.
Moist one, okay, he says, you forget your own bit so fast. You were crying over the cheater. Okay, well, I'm not your girlfriend, Moist one. So he was saying, I'm sorry, girlfriend. Let's get a tub of ice cream and forget that stupid boy. Now, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Makes
but
total
also,
sense.
that is unwanted.
But it absolutely makes sense for something he would text.
It's just the
perfect.
The context is that you typed it, so every time something like that happens, there's a level of suspicion of what do you mean by that? Every time, even your very innocent texts. Moist one will text an absolutely normal text about baseball, and you're still trying to find if there's a double entendre in there somewhere.
Like every ninth text is a normal thing that he's saying.
Yeah,
and then we're all squinting like. What? Oily Stool says, you know what that means? Ralph could play the Pina Colada song on the weekends. It's his show. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, but it wouldn't have any meaning because I don't ever listen.
Wow.
So you can't hurt me with this.
Wow.
You know? So go ahead. Knock yourself out.
You don't listen to the number 2 show on the station.
Watch your ratings plummet when you play that song. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
I don't think my Twitter audience would like that. I'd probably lose them all.
Any of your audience would like that.
Yeah, Ralph's trying to grow this thing, not make it go away.
I'm not trying to kill it.
The Jet says, transvestite said the same thing. I keep it just to look at it. Yeah, but that's usually like is that in a jar? Or no, they keep
transvestites. That was Jeffrey Dahmer that said that.
I don't know how that works. I don't know. Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, got more baseball to talk about. And a disturbing but not surprising thing from Ford. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-285-3636. 800-285-3636.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all students, first grade through high school, regardless of proficiency level. Learn more today at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Again, St. Bede's story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news. Or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Monkey Puncher says, Keon, you can throw my fastballs any day you want. I have no idea what that even means.
I have a girlfriend.
Wow,
I don't know what that
heck?
means, and I actually don't care to decipher it, to be honest.
Nope. Fastest gonna move right on.
Yeah, I
Gonna
am
move right on.
dating someone already, so we're all good.
So, this is not a matter of brand loyalty. This is more just a matter of, I think Ford sucks. I've always felt that way. And they stopped having good cars, so long ago.
80s.
And, Ford's slogan, built Ford tough. How about built Ford narc?
I'm sorry, what?
Ford's trying to patent a system that they developed that would automatically report speeding vehicles to the police.
Oh, yeah. People are going to buy that.
Oh, not the Ford vehicle themselves, but they'd use their onboard cameras to snitch on other drivers. The new Ford narc. That's going to make you hate people in Fords even more.
Yeah, that's stupid.
An equipped Ford vehicle could send a report with the speed data and the pictures directly to law enforcement and roadside monitoring units. Cops would also get GPS info and help them track the offender. This feels really wrong, doesn't it?
Yes.
Seems like something Buick would have done. Maybe not Ford, but Ford, yeah, they're dicks. Anyway, so for
Nobody
now,
likes a snitch.
they're
That's
just trying
me.
to secure the patent, and they haven't installed the technology on anything yet. But even if they do add it, man, there's going to be a huge legal debate over this one.
Yeah,
There'd be no officer to witness the violation. Then you're like, well, how do you know there wasn't a smudge of dirt on their sensors? Blah, 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 blah. I mean,
and it also just feels really invasive. Like you
Very.
just
or you're just passing somebody. You got to get up to passing speed, and then you slow back down. Well, then now all of a sudden you're getting tickets left and right because you're just passing boneheads on the freeway.
I mean, what genius would even think about that?
Ford.
And there's
Ford.
a range. Like like if you're 5 over the speed limit on the highway, that's you're not endangering anybody. And you pass a cop, they're not going to pull you over for that.
That's like one of those things where you're like, you got those insurance things you plug into your OBDM or ODM, whatever it is. And then it like kind of tracks your driving, fast start stops, that kind of thing. Oh, is this guy over this certain speed a lot? And then they give you discounts on your car insurance if you don't violate. But this feels like
get those.
You've chosen to do that to get a discount. Yeah, my mom did that, and I blew the whole thing when I was visiting her. Just borrowed her car. I was like,
raised the rates.
I left her $100. I was like, "You're just going to need this." She's like, I don't need it, honey. It's fine. No, Mom, you're going to need this. Trust me. At the end of the month, you're going to need this. Just put it aside.
I am not doing you a favor.
Yeah,
I'm paying you back.
And I waited a few weeks, and guess what? I got a phone call. Mom, that's what the $100 is for. She's like, but this goes on my permanent record. Oh, Mom. It'll be fine. Anyway, so I think this is just a horrible, horrible thing. And why would Ford do that? I mean, you choose to do it to yourself for an insurance discount, but then you're going to narc on all the other vehicles? That is low. That is just low. No wonder their stocks are down.
I get it. It's a weird thing to do, and to do it for who asked you for this? Nobody asked for this. The police, so far as I know, didn't ask for this.
Well, they're not going to not ask for it. They're like,
oh no.
Listening.
I mean, they're not going to say no if you should so happen to present the information.
Watch this. They're going to do this thing, and the cops are going to be like, yes, please. And then guess what? A Ford is going to say, oh, we'll be happy to put it in there for a little kickback on the fines. We'll take our percentage now. Thank you very much, Mr. Police Officer.
I don't even think you can do that, though.
Filthy bastards will
I don't
find
think
a
you're
way.
allowed to do that, to be honest with you.
Like, we'll put these in. But here's the thing. The only thing that can process that information correctly is a Ford police cruiser. It is proprietary computer information that's only found in a Ford police cruiser. If you don't have a Ford police cruiser, you cannot take advantage of our NARC system.
But you're saying that car would report on itself as well as other cars, right?
No, this right now, the way they're putting it together is just only to report on other vehicles.
No, that'd be illegal in this state. You couldn't do that.
Dude, it's illegal everywhere.
Yeah, but definitely in this state, I know it would be illegal. You can't do that. Just like they had to remove the cameras off the 101.
I'm still floored at the idea that Ford is trying to turn all of their drivers into the kid that's just like, Donnie's running in the hallway, and just trying to get everybody in trouble. Like, that's crazy.
The new Ford hall monitor.
Oh my God, I hate that so much.
Mm-hmm. So there's not a whole lot of stuff that gets me aggravated. I'll sit there and watch stuff, and injustices happen all the time. But then I'll be running in there with a pitchfork. What? You're looks like Pippi's feathering back there.
Are you done?
Ralph almost said words he wasn't supposed to say.
I had to stop myself.
Does she do the dusting in there?
She keeps my studio clean.
That's awfully
not
nice
supposed to
of
do
her.
it right this second, but her timing can be off.
You're lucky that all you got was a feather duster to the head.
Yeah. Could have got worse.
Officer Friendly says, I do not support this technology in Ford vehicles, and I believe it is illegal here in Arizona. An invasion of privacy. I'll stop people the old-fashioned way with my radar gun. Yeah, and Ralph will stop people the old-fashioned way for him, lifting up his shirt.
They stop to look, of course.
I mean,
what you
Sometimes
doing,
they
Van
want-
Buren,
sometimes
is
they want-
nobody's business, Ralph.
They want to touch sometimes. At least I'm not a skank.
Sir drives a lot, says
Are you
Ralph
sure?
is correct. Rico Suave says, Narc. Yeah, what is this, 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
Kyle G says, I have to deal with the recalls for the county fleet. I'd much rather Ford built just better cars instead of narc cars, so I don't have to do 150 recalls every 3 months.
Wow.
They
See,
haven't built
told you.
they haven't built a good car since the early 70s.
I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite car I ever owned was a 1972 Ford Maverick Grabber. It wasn't the one that had the horrible Western trim on it. It looked like a little muscle car. I loved that car. That thing, oh my God. I put it through some paces for even when I had it, it was an older car. And that was a good, solid, well-made vehicle. Well, where did it go wrong, Ralph? About 1980?
1980, they started coming out with remember the Mustangs? They changed the body type.
God,
And they started
those are
putting
gross.
everything plastic under the hood and
Right,
inside.
right.
So about 1984, they just lost it.
Yeah.
60s was a great decade for them.
Yeah. I never was a huge fan of the Mustang, but
I like the Mustangs.
Those were way cooler back then.
Yeah,
Right
but now-
after that Shelby Cobra, it was all downhill.
But 1980 hit and they lost it.
Yep. Yeah, Kyle G. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you a secret. Those police cruiser looking Explorers, they are kind of badass. They look kind of badass. I know they're probably not any good for quality because Kyle G just pretty much told us that.
Right.
But if you got one that's painted up flat black rims, dark tint, yeah, it's a kind of like that, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the current one. They can be kind of mean looking.
I'd still want to buy a Dodge if I was looking for a muscle car.
Of course.
Give me a Challenger.
Of course.
Give me a, one of those things.
Yep. Just nothing better than a V8 Hemi. CK says 88 Mustang 5.0 convertible was badass.
It's okay.
Just didn't like the way that the whole plastic was the right word Ralph used there.
They were very cheap.
Mm-hmm. Ralph has crabs. Says, Ralph, I hope you pay your wife well for her housekeeping duties. That studio must be very messy if she has to come in there and clean.
It gets dirty. We live in the desert.
Bunch of dirty men hanging around in a dirty studio.
I mean, I get Neil in here. It gets dirty.
Sir Drives a Lot says, I had that same Maverick in the late 90s. I love that car. Yeah, I had it in the late 80s. It was midnight blue. If I could get that car back, I would go get that car back. But they don't go for less than 20,000 now.
Yeah, Mavericks were kind of cool. A lot better than a Pinto.
Yeah, they were a step above.
The Pintos were bad.
Yeah,
when a car explodes when it gets rear-ended, that's a bad thing.
Well, you've got complaints, don't you? Kyle G says it was the Pinto. That was the start of the downfall. Bring back the old Crown Vics. Sir Drives a Lot says mine was green. Ew.
Yeah. What kind of green?
Yeah, what lime green,
There were
dark
different
green,
greens,
army
yeah.
green. Rico Suave says Suburban is better. Those things are just like land masses. They're huge. The old ones were cool as hell. You know what I like? Here's the thing. I would love to get me a anywhere from 80 to 95, the old Jeep Grand Cherokees, the Wagoneers,
what
the
years?
old ones, like 85, from 85 to 95, that span right there. Those are solid metal vehicles, and there's a company that refurbishes those, takes them down, strips them down to the bottom, and builds them back up, puts modern stuff on them, and they cost about $100,000. I'd rather have one of those reboot instead of the old ones. Hell yeah, with a crazy Hemi or Hellcat engine in there too. Yes, please. But Suburbans, I don't care for Chevys that much either. But let me tell you something. The engines in those were bonkers. Monkey Puncher says a V8 Hemi is very sexy. Nothing hotter. Just thinking about it I can't read that. Sir Drives a Lot says mine was green, same color as a well-watered lawn.
I kind of know the color he's talking about.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, that's iron. That's like metallic almost, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Moist One says Billy likes to drink soda. Mrs. Lippy's car is green.
Okay.
Does that register for anyone?
No.
See, he's giving me crap for not remembering my own bits. That was not something from anything we did. I'm gonna have to search that. Billy Madison. That's from Billy Madison.
Wait. What was your first car?
Mine?
Yeah, your very first car.
1972 Ford Maverick.
That was your
it.
first car.
I used to do donuts in people's lawns.
Mine was a 69 Buick LeSabre.
You know what though? That's a beast and a huge car, but the,
Beast.
the engine in it though.
Beast engine.
Good engine.
Keon, what was your first car?
A 99 Camry.
99.
Camrys weren't so bad.
Yeah,
No,
they
those
were-
are-
it was a
they're
nice car.
dependable.
It was my first car and it was my brother's first car. And my brother didn't want to have the Camry, so he tried to kill it. He wouldn't get it an oil change. He wouldn't take care of it. That car lasted basically until he was done with high school and was clear into college. I mean, he
Better
couldn't kill it.
question. Do you miss your first car? I do.
I missed my first and second, and I missed my dad's 72 Buick Riviera.
Oh, the old Riviera.
With the triangle back window. That car was bad. Look that one up.
That-
72 Riviera.
I don't have to look it up. Keon, you should. That's a nice ride right there.
Yeah.
I had a Ford Fairlane Galaxy 500. Can't remember exactly the year, but it had that perfect back window.
Yep.
It was all stock, but I did have to paint it. It was red. I
beefy.
missed that
badass car.
Yeah. All right, guys, got to take a break. Back with hour 3. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-285-3636. 800-285-3636.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Again, St. Bede's story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Morocco, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Morocco smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE. That's HOPE to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. Rumor is he'll be back with us on Monday. Got Ralph from Harmon Solar, got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Kyle G wants you all to know that there's an accident on the I-17 north at Bethany Home Road. Traffic is down to one lane. So now you know. Now you know.
Yeah, so if you happen to be going that way, after this point, it's kind of on you.
Yeah, just don't. Okay? And whoever caused that accident, we're tired of your crap. It's Friday.
Well, I mean,
The hell's wrong with you?
caused that accident, and now people are in their cars just a little bit longer.
Just trying to get home. Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
That's
just saying. I'm just saying.
Now they have to listen to this show longer. Thank you. That's why we don't do traffic. Because
we're a little grateful when things are not good.
You want to guide them into that.
as long as everybody's okay, I think the I-17 northbound is a great way to get home.
Exactly.
You should just get on that, and that'd be great.
That'd be a great traffic report to have, like the anti-report.
Yeah. Just keeping everybody in their cars longer.
Pushing them in traffic.
I've never seen a highway so bad that it's horrible on weekends. It's
writing that down as an idea. That's for future use. Yeah, we were talking what our cars were, our first cars were, and you could tell we love cars around here. We really do. And I clean up the text line. People had some stuff to say about that. Robert from Surprise says he had a 1990 Ford Bronco Eddie Bauer that was indestructible, even though I tried. 1990, was it in 1990 or was it later? Because if you had a 1990 Ford Bronco Eddie Bauer, you were an annoying rich kid.
It's true.
Anytime you see Eddie Bauer on anything, you're like, oh, great. Someone's gonna have to drive that from the frat party.
If I'm gonna have a Bronco, I want a late '60s Bronco.
Oh, I love those old things.
Those things are amazing.
And that's what they try to make the new Broncos look like.
They tried. They didn't do a very good job.
If you get the right lift, the right tires, you can get pretty close with it. Otherwise, it's just like any other SUV.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, Sir Drives a Lot. I know. T-Licious says the Mustang logo on a 1980 looked like a damn donkey. Friend of mine had one back in the late 90s. That was enough of a reason to just not like it.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
They destroyed that car.
They destroyed a lot of cars,
especially the
in
Mustang.
80s.
Because of this prestige, they made that piece of garbage.
70s was the worst time in fashion history. The 80s was the worst time in automobile history. Carried on into the 90s a little bit.
Well, the 80s was when Japan kind of took over the car industry from us.
Well, and we were overcompensating, trying to compete in ways that was wrong.
Go watch Gung Ho.
That was a great movie.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It kind of does. It talks about that story.
I think that was one of Ron Howard's first films.
I think so.
Number one Rattlers fan says, my first car ever was a Galaxy 500. When I was a teenager, we smuggled 6 people into the trunk into the drive-in movie theater.
I've done that.
That did have a spacious caboose, didn't it?
Yep.
Nurse Scratchit says, my first car, 66 Ford Custom 500, dark metallic blue. Oh, that sounds so nice.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. Heavy Metal Maniac says, first car I ever bought, 69 Delta 88. That was a boat.
Wow.
Any Delta 88 from ever was ginormous and burnt oil. I'm sure you were burning oil like crazy. Big George says, you guys should do traffic reports again. I miss those. You don't even live here, George. You just want to hear the train wreck that inevitably comes. This is before Ralph. This is before Keon. We had a kid have a meltdown on a traffic report he sent over. And I'm like, and it was pre-recorded. And he still had a meltdown. How? And we were all just sitting here looking at each other like, what the hell is happening here?
You have a meltdown. You just record it again.
That just gave me all the reason we needed to no longer do traffic. Hefty Lefty says, I had a 1990 Celebrity wagon. Oh, yeah, that's like the big old Caprice kind of thing, right?
Jeez.
Sat 8 with seat belts. 2 of those were in the way back facing backwards. Yeah, I remember those.
Wow.
I remember those. That was like a paddy wagon, man.
Yep.
Oh, anyway. So let's go ahead, Ralph.
I was going to say, I remember a friend of mine had a 69 Olds 442. Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
with the Hurst shift. Other things were so nice.
Yeah, you know what? The front end was like what? But the rest of it was a muscle car.
Just amazing car.
Yeah, and a roommate of mine had one that was blue, and I let him drive my Galaxy 500. He would not let me drive his Oldsmobile.
That's funny.
I was like, "Hey, go ahead, take my Galaxy," and he's like, "Oh, all right, cool, thanks." And then I was like, "Hey, so since I let you," he's like, "No, come on, man, what the hell?"
That's funny.
That was just as cool as yours. He's like, "Nope," and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I've had some cars where I was like, can't even be mad about that.
Yeah.
Can't even be mad. If you're a Cubs fan, you have a few things to be happy about, a few things to be mad about. Here's one to be mad about. Shota Imanaga, the pitcher. Did I say his name right?
Imanaga.
I was close. He goes up there and, he came around, he was badass. And he was named to his first all-star team last month. And, he's done pretty good. He's had like a sub-3 ERA, right?
Good year, yeah.
And, he kind of the anchor of the Cubs rotation. Though everybody has an off night, right? Sure. So he comes out to the mound and there's Craig Counsell sitting there. He's watching, throws this pitch, 54-mile-an-hour curveball, 54 miles an hour.
Wow.
It just, you could have walked up past it. It was so slow. Of course it got hit. And placed right between the outfielders and turned into a thing. Craig Counsell's like, you're out of there.
Really?
He pulled him, immediately pulled him out of the game.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Why are you throwing a 5.4 ball? You just 54 miles an hour? Seriously?
I
mean, if you mix it in,
you don't think it's just a little bit of like maybe it came off of his hand wrong.
Listen, Craig Counsell is trying to, keep the season right because I'm not so sure this is a team that's going to do anything in the playoffs. And he left a team to come do this team, if you know what I mean. And so he did the right thing because the Cubs ended up beating St. Louis 5-4. But I mean, this is the thing. Torey Lovullo could learn a little from Craig Counsell. Somebody's not throwing good stuff. Don't let them stay in there. Craig Counsell's like, I don't need another pitch. 54 miles an hour. That's
I've seen enough.
You know how we always talk about, I can throw better than that. I can throw better than that. I can throw far faster. Ralph can throw faster. In 54 miles an hour.
I just wonder what went wrong there.
Little girl at the house here could throw faster than that.
Well, sometimes pitchers like Greinke used to do that, where he would slip in a 58-mile-an-hour curve or something, but he'd be throwing other stuff and just kind of throw it at you out of the clear blue sky, and it worked. It worked for him.
Yeah,
I wasn't watching.
That's one thing.
Yeah, I wasn't watching this game, so I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, or if he was trying to mix it up, or the guy's been a great pitcher all year.
Yeah, and you get a day, right? You get a day. But Counsell's like, oh hell no. Because he knows his guy, and he knows that wasn't a changeup. That was the best pitch he had.
That's not good.
Or a mistake. Which, let's not find out, I guess, wait and find out if there's another one in him.
Well, yeah. Whatever the case is.
I wonder if he went up there and said, you're gone in Japanese, or had an interpreter say to him, or
specifically learn Japanese for the purpose of pulling your pitcher out of a game.
What the hell are you doing?
I feel like the look on your face should suffice. That's all. But then the good news, of course, to win the game, Mike Tauchman had a walk-off, and he's got a weird lucky charm for this walk-off. This was kind of weird. So he gets the walk-off, but then part of it was he kind of knew he'd get a walk-off. How do you know he did get a walk-off? He says, my wife had an OBGYN appointment this morning. She told me, hey, that last walk-off you had, I had an OBGYN appointment that day too. She says, so he's like, holy crap, that's my lucky charm. So now he says, I'm going to start taking her to the doctor. We're going to go to lots of OBGYN appointments.
Wow.
And so I can get some more walk-offs,
So she's going to start seeing a doctor, and he's going to get walk-offs.
He's like, shout out to women's healthcare right over here.
There's some days they'll just go by just to say hi.
And by the way, the smart thing that he did, well, he and he goes, oh, and by the way, she okayed with me to share that with you guys. Because if he'd gone out there and talked about her OBGYN,
smart man.
Women can get kind of sensitive.
Guess
about
what
that
my wife did today? Yeah,
she was in stirrups. Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, my dad's first car was his family's 1938 Packard limo.
Oh, interesting.
He says he went to Germany when he was 16 for vacation. When he was gone, his brother sold it for $500. 1966. He was livid. I declined to tell him about 8 years ago. One of them sold for $1 million.
Wow.
I figure I shouldn't open up that old wound.
I would.
Is your father still with us, Hefty Lefty? Because you might have just done that. Moist one says, Cranky used to do that all the time. Kept it around 60, but still, yeah, it was on purpose. Cardinal Art says, my first car that my dad blessed me with, 1987 Grand National GNX, which we still have. And my own purchase car is a 73 Chevy Impala.
The Grand Nationals are pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about 1987.
I think it was the 84s that were the real nice ones. I can't remember, but they were pretty nice cars.
You still have it. Send me a picture. I'm kind of curious. Robert from Surprise says, we were so poor we couldn't afford the Ford Pinto. I had a Bobcat. I don't remember Bobcat. Who made the Bobcat?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Was it a Ford Bobcat?
I thought he was going to say like an AMC Pacer or something, or a Gremlin.
Were those cheap back then?
Oh yeah, like $6,000-$7,000.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what that is? The Bobcat is the Mercury version.
Oh,
of
the Mercury
Pinto.
Bobcat. Yeah, that's right.
So here's something. I don't know if you know this, Keon, but way back in the day, for some reason, every car brand had its like illegitimate brother. If it was Ford, then Mercury. So they had the same cars, just with different badges, different slight little differences, right? So Ford had Mercury. Chevy had Buick, or I can't remember all of the ones.
Did Chevy have Buick? I think Chevy did have Buick.
And
somebody had Oldsmobile too, didn't they?
Golly. And then Pontiac. What was the Pontiac one?
Wasn't that Olds?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Pontiac was Oldsmobile.
But so it was strange how some of the cars would have like knockoff, like Temu for vehicles. I don't know how to explain this.
Yeah, like somehow the generic brand or the off brand. Yeah.
Can I just say the Bobcat is a better looking car than the Pinto was? I like the front end on that better than the Pinto.
If it was a Mercury, it was actually more expensive.
Really?
Mercury was more expensive than Ford.
Upgrade?
Yeah, Ford was considered the lower brand.
Okay, Hefty's got it. GMC, GM was GMC. Well, Chevy, GM, and GMC is all the same thing. Yeah, anyway, you're right. Yeah. We already knew that. Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Saturn, and Cadillac. That was all GM products. No, I know that. But I'm just saying they had models of cars like the Ford Mustang had the Monza in the 80s.
Oh, my gosh.
Horrible vehicles.
The Monza.
Right.
Wow.
So I wasn't aware that they had a Pinto alternative. It makes sense, but wow. Number one Rattlers fan says, yeah, the Ford Maverick was the redheaded stepchild of the Mustang. I know because I had one of those, the straight six. No, I don't feel like it was a redheaded stepchild of anything. I loved that car. It was awesome. You know, of course, I made it nice. Big George just sent me a picture of Bobcat. No, not the tractor for the backyard. That's different Bobcat. So anyway, all right, back to what we were talking about here. Oh, remember O.J. Simpson died?
Yeah.
He's still dead. That hasn't changed.
Well,
so don't worry.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm not coming here to.
Otherwise, we got a Night of the Living Dead situation going on, and I don't think we're ready for that yet.
No. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That sort of evil coming at you with a knife, right?
Yeah, well.
He died, and then his lawyer came out and said, "It's my hope that the Goldmans get nothing, zero, not a thing. Them specifically, and I will do everything in my power as the executor of the president of this to make sure they get nothing." And then later he came back. He's like, "I was just kidding. I'm not really going to do that." And because I think somebody took him aside and said, "What's wrong with you?" Because He owes the Goldman family $117 million per, the lawsuit that was supposed to go towards the Coles family and the Goldman family. And so, he was ordered to pay money way back in the day, never did. Now, of course, with interest, 117 million. So there's going to be an auction. They're going to auction off all of OJ's stuff, and proceeds will go to the family of Ronald Goldman. So I think that's good. I just hope this horrible lawyer doesn't get in the way of any of this. I don't know if they've got $117 million worth of stuff in his attic.
I mean, would you buy OJ memorabilia? I don't think I would.
Yeah. So somebody will. Somebody out there, like a Bills fan, a college
SC fan. I mean,
SC
as an SC fan, I don't think I'd buy it.
Yeah. Well, because you're a decent human being, even though it's hard to tell.
I'm shocked that you said that, but yeah, okay.
Well, the minute I said it out loud, I wondered, will this be used against me, and am I under oath?
I just recorded it, so yeah. I mean, fun fact is the Goldmans, nicest people in the world. They're actually customers of Harmon Solar.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they're really nice people.
Well, and the thing is, whatever this horrible lawyer's beef is with the Goldmans, it's irrelevant. If you don't like Fred Goldman, if you think he was a jerk or you think he was a good guy, no matter what you think is irrelevant.
Yeah.
There was a judgment, and there has to be there has to be a retribution. They got to pay this bill. Now, of course, OJ's dead. He's not making any more money, at least that we know of. So whatever happens from this auction, that money goes to the Goldmans. That's and good. Rightfully so. So does anybody have any idea how much there is out there to sell? I mean,
I thought he sold a lot of his stuff already.
Yeah, that's I
remember reading that.
But they're saying there will be some high value items sold at an auction.
I wonder if he had his Heisman still.
The Heisman is in there, along with an SUV that he owned, some golf clubs, his driver's license, all those things. Here's the thing. Somebody's going to do it just for the macabre, the murder stuff, you know, or they just love OJ. I don't know.
I mean, people followed him on Twitter when he was free, and he started an account. So, there's those kinds of people, Jeffrey Dahmer had people writing him in prison and love letters and all that stuff. So some there are going to be enough twisted people to want to. Do we have enough twisted people with money to want to? And I think that's probably possible too.
It may be just thousands, not millions, but you know what? Yeah. Every single dime's got to go to the Goldmans.
It's funny when you said that about Dahmer, I started thinking Monkey Puncher was probably writing letters to somebody. Don't know why, but
if she wants to wear a Dylan Cohen suit, that's none of my business. I don't.
That's his.
Don't drag us into this.
He entertained it, so
I mean, don't know. OJ was a great football player. I mean, beyond the fact that he murdered people, he was a great NFL player, a great college ball player. I still wouldn't want to own his stuff. Just me.
No denying that. No denying that he was great, and we all thought he was a good guy for the longest. Man, he seemed like the best guy.
He was even a funny actor.
Yeah, and then this. So
can't say he had a bad day. I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea how much that Heisman Trophy would go for, but there are people willing to pay for it.
I bet it would go for
the historical. I got a Heisman. I got OJ's Heisman back there.
I mean, that's probably the value probably being pretty insane.
Yeah, and I don't know if he has any stuff.
Is it next to Hitler's G string? Because you have that too, right? Yeah. Just feel like somebody's going to have all these nefarious things.
Just like Nazi stuff from World War II, I would think would have that intrigue as well, right? As horrible as it is attached to, I don't even think you can sell that stuff anymore, can you? Isn't it illegal in this country to sell?
I don't know, but I
do
know that Hitler had a bunch of paintings that people bought and stuff like that too. So it just there's always going to be somebody who, regardless of whether or not the person involved was an awful person, and there's no doubt that OJ was that, the twisted nature of it, they're drawn to that, the historical nature of it, I mean, the Heisman, if there's any gear from when he was the NFL rushing leader, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
It happens.
Sorry, Moist One. Yeah, OJ died in April, like in April. So
did he not know?
He says, "What do you mean, Ted? Is that why I never got my OJ cameo?" Yeah, you paid for it, but
I got a refund.
The Goldmans get the money. So I don't know. Deflated Balls says, "Good thing he got all his stuff back from that Vegas hotel room." Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Like people could just not pay much for this thing. And
wait, did he get it back? He went to jail for that. For that, of all things.
I don't know if he had to give it back to them or not. The Jet says, "What are you talking about, Ralph? He was not convicted for murdering anyone. No, he was in a civil lawsuit.
He convicted in a civil lawsuit, yeah.
I mean, convicted is the wrong terminology,
Okay,
but he
he
was
lost the
found
civil
guilty.
Found guilty.
Monkey Puncher says, "How dare you, Ralph? I may be into some kinks, but I would never go after any guys in prison, let alone a serial killer. I have high morals and standards."
Really? Because you're going after Rico Suave and Dylan Cohen and okay. All right.
You might have high morals.
That doesn't make her a bad person.
Standards.
Questionable taste. But
Is the only reason why I question the standards is that your strategy seems to be just throw a net.
Just throw a net.
Just
see what fish you get.
whatever's there is there.
That's how Neil got married.
Yeah, Monkey Puncher, don't be throwing a net. Wait till something jumps in the boat. You know what I'm saying? You're better than that. Rico Suave says, "I know who can get that stuff. A murder fan." Yeah, I guess they've got people out there like that.
There are people.
Ooh, dear God. Sorry, I just pre-read this text. Kyle G says, "First car was a 94 Geo Tracker with the soft top. Drove it from Detroit to here when we moved. 5 months later, the engine block cracked."
That's what they used to do.
But then he said, "I missed that car."
Geos were horrendous.
Well, sometimes people have like sentimental attachments to cars, not because the car is good. It's just you've got memories with the car, you know?
Well, if you had a Geo, there weren't many memories attached to that vehicle. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NASCAR Cup Series has another weekend off of the summer break, but they'll return to action on August 11th, racing at night at the Richmond Speedway for the Cookout 400. There'll be 4 more races remaining before the start of the 10-race playoff. 12 drivers have already qualified for the postseason. Denny Hamlin is the betting favorite to capture this year's NASCAR Cup Series championship. He has 3 wins on the season at plus 450. Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson are both at plus 500. William Byron plus 600 to win the NASCAR Cup championship. And Chase Elliott is plus 1,000. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. Caleb Dressel from Florida was hoping to repeat as gold medalist in the splash and dash, the men's 50-meter freestyle, but he didn't reach the podium in what is always a wild event. Dressel came in 6th. He was just 0.05 of a second away from bronze. Cameron McAvoy from Australia won the gold. Xander Schauffele from San Diego, a defending gold medalist in golf, now a 2-time major champion after this year's PGA and British Open. He's in a 3-way tie for the lead after 36 holes at Le Golf National. Schauffele 11 under along with Hideki Matsuyama and Tommy Fleetwood. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler is 6 under, 5 back. Men's volleyball, the U.S. men's team wraps up a perfect run in pool play with a 3-1 win over Japan. The Americans secure a top 3 seed heading into the quarterfinals next week. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
School is almost here, and if there's 2 things I can count on, it's my kids needing new outfits because they grow like weeds, and Kohl's stocking their favorite styles. With the back-to-school customer appreciation event going on, I scored 30% off tees, jeans, sneakers, and more when I shopped with a Kohl's card. No card? No problem. Rewards members save 20%, and everyone else saves 15%, plus earn Kohl's cash. When it comes to back to school, you've got to go back to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends August 11th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Head to Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance. Save up to 60% and get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses, all with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Attention all Arizona workers. You may be entitled to receive earned paid sick time. Every Arizona employer is responsible for keeping track of your hours and recording how much earned paid sick time is available under state law. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means minicamp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Pleasure here on 1580 The Fanatic, and all right, so Kentucky has had to vacate some wins. The NCAA investigation has found that their football players got impermissible benefits. So they're still punishing that kind of thing, huh? I thought that was all over with. I was all name and likeness. Everybody was happy. Or is this just something that happened before and it just took them forever to get to this?
Yeah, I think this is from before. Yeah, this is the 2021-2022 season. The NCAA just moves at the pace of a snail.
Well, maybe they should just let this go now. You know what I mean?
I thought they couldn't enforce the older stuff anymore because really everybody was telling them, no, we're not going to listen to you.
They're saying 11 football players receive impermissible benefits for work not performed between spring 21 and March 22. 8 of those players were competing while ineligible. And I don't know.
And Kentucky agreed to it. So that's the issue. I don't think that people have said to the NCAA, we're not listening to you. I haven't heard.
I thought there were a couple of schools that already did. They tried to put some violations on them. They said absolutely not.
Yeah, and it might be the conference that you're in. The SEC is still very much following the NCAA. I think just because it's a governing body and it's just less resources they have to put towards making sure schools fall in line.
Vacating doesn't matter. We played the games.
So.
We saw the score. We sent the people home sad. It was a win, even if you say that those were not wins. The next thing that matters is the season that's ahead of us. That's what we care about right now. So if there's no consequences for going forward, you're like, oh, well, we didn't win the championship. So you want to, oh, boo-hoo, you say our wins didn't count. We feel like they did. So bite me.
Even for the championship. Like if you televised it and we all watched it, sure. You could argue that it was unfair and all of this other stuff. The game happened, though. They did win it.
But they could want you to give the trophy back and stuff like that.
Sure, you could give the trophy back, but like when we think about whatever season that is, like when they I think 2013 when they got Louisville for basketball and their cheating, they vacated that championship. But I remember them winning it. I watched it. I can't, like, there's somebody played in the championship that year, and you had a whole NCAA tournament. We all saw it go down.
Well, Kentucky's getting 2 years of probation and a fine. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, they know that doesn't mean anything, and right now they're in a place where the SEC is pretty tough. If Kentucky wins 8 games a year, they're fine. They're cool with that.
Last Optimist says Harbaugh bought some recruits food while they were there during COVID visits. NCAA is still looking at penalties for that. Well, that's different though. That's not hey, we paid some people or these people got the benefits. This was a determined violation. That was cheating when other people were not allowed to have visits or do certain things. Harbaugh did those things, technically cheating. Doesn't matter if you agree with what was happening during COVID or not. He violated.
I mean, where we are with college football, especially, all that stuff just needs to go away.
Yeah,
it just doesn't matter.
I just think you should just grandfather it in. And if it was really so important to you, maybe don't take 3 years to investigate something.
Exactly.
Like this is
the NCAA
ridiculous.
is no teeth, no testicles, no claws, no anything. They have no legs. The NCAA 0% power on anything right now. The tides are coming in, and things are not looking good for the NCAA. You're right, Sir Drives a Lot. The NCAA is a joke. I don't know what's going to replace it, but it ain't the NCAA. So I would just laugh at them right now if they tried anything with us.
It's interesting because there are so many. The heads of these conferences are looking at each other like, how do we just figure out how to do this thing ourselves? There are multiple, and I first off, I discovered this like 2 months ago. I was not aware that this was a thing. There are college football think tanks, just very rich people around college football that more or less control the sport now and steer what direction it's going in, trying to figure out a way to have a league with the major conferences where you've got a promotion and relegation kind of thing, where there's a lower league and an upper league, and you win the championship, where the top finishers in the lower league move up and the bottom finishers in the upper league move down. And they're trying to make this thing happen. So I
love it.
I don't know when we get there or what it's going to look like, but the people who have the influence of college football now, not the NCAA, are thinking these things over.
If the NCAA hadn't just botched everything at every turn and acted the fool and not been reasonable, there's so many different places. You saw the fall of Rome, and you could start to see little things that would happen to that empire that would start its decline and how things would go. The NCAA, you can't, because it was constant everywhere all the time. Just went from, hey, we're the NCAA to and it was almost like somebody tossed acid on that empire.
I think 2020 was the last time they could have been respectable, because COVID came around and all 5 conferences looked to the NCAA and said, hey, what do we do? And the NCAA said, I don't know. So the Big Ten shortened their season, Pac-12 shortened their season, SEC and Big 12 said, we're going to keep going. ACC didn't know what to do, so they were going to follow whatever the Big 12 did. Like, it just...
And it left everybody going, then why do we need the NCAA?
Exactly. And it highlighted exactly how useless they are. It's like, if we're the ones deciding where we're going anyway, what do we need you for?
I don't think they'll be around in 5 years.
I agree. I think this...
or shorter.
Maybe shorter.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many positions in that.
But just who,
organization,
what, how, what's next? That's still blurry.
They'll build the governing body for these super leagues. I guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, the college football playoff, which is its own entity, it is an organization, I believe, nonprofit, which is wild, but it's an organization that basically they have so much sway right now. I think the college football playoff, the company, is probably going to be the group that tries to form the governing body. That would be my guess.
Makes sense.
Well, we shall see. But Sir Drive a Lot says, yeah, I hope it's sooner as well. Yeah. Well, I have bad news. Something that I was kind of hoping on as a longtime Sunday Ticket subscriber, thought maybe I was going to get me a little money. But it's going to take some appeals, because the judge threw out the $4.7 billion Sunday Ticket verdict. He just threw it out. Didn't look for a new trial. He just got pissed off at the plaintiffs, because he was like, you guys just keep screwing around here. This is dumb. He seemed kind of cranky about the whole thing, to where I almost wonder if some envelopes came sliding across the desk to him from the NFL.
Sure does look like.
I don't almost wonder. I think that's what happened. I
So-
don't have proof, but that's what I think.
And Judge Philip Gutierrez also informed everybody, oh, by the way, I'm going to be retiring in October.
Okay.
Let me guess.
Interesting.
Possibly taking a role with the NFL, maybe somewhere.
Either that or he's just going to be on a beach somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Sipping
here's what
Long
I know.
Island iced teas.
I'm sure he'll get a ride there from Jerry Jones on his yacht. But listen, there will be appeals. They just all this stuff is going to take longer and longer. So I was wondering why he was so grumpy, and he was always giving the plaintiff attorneys a hard time, right? And I was just like, that just seems kind of odd. The language and the way he was talking to them. Now, yeah, I feel like the fix is totally in on that. So, well, I guess I don't get thousands of dollars, and now I got to figure out: am I going to continue to shovel my money at them, hoping for this appeal later on? Yeah, I probably will.
It really sounded like the NFL told him what to say.
Yeah,
because he said the models that they use in this case were faulty.
And the supporting witnesses that they brought in,
Right.
Dr. Rasher, Dr. Zona, he said that their opinions were unreliable.
Right. This guy was so bought and paid for, it wasn't even fun.
It just is what it sounds like. Every bit of his statement just sounds like, an NFL lawyer typed it up for him
It
and
does.
then gave it to him.
Yep.
But he upheld the finding that the Sunday ticket, as it is, violates federal antitrust laws. But he didn't say, let's get rid of that.
Nope.
He says, this is an actual thing. I'm not arguing with the fact they found that it was wrong, but I'm throwing it out anyway.
And the NFL just doesn't want to pay.
There's no money involved. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Because your model said it was worth this, and they said it was worth this, and that's just all faulty and it doesn't work.
So the NFL basically, whatever they gave him for this, it's a delay. The inevitable will come because legally, the Sunday ticket absolutely is a violation of the antitrust laws. Absolutely is. And this only delays it. The NFL knows it only delays it. Judge Gutierrez knows it only delays it. That's why he's like, and by the way, I'm retiring. F off, everyone. You guys figure it out without me. I got paid.
When you appeal, I won't be here. How about that?
I think the commissioner wants to be gone by then too. So,
well, it's going to be.
He's got
years
enough
now.
money.
Years. So anyway, sorry guys. Anybody else who had the Sunday ticket? Now I got to figure out what to do. I got to figure out what to do. I probably got to go pay for the damn thing
yes,
again.
of course you do. I told you, go get a student pass. My
feel
son's a
like
college
Harvey
student. and I can
Korman
do it.
in Blazing Saddles, student.
Right.
I don't think it's
all
gonna
of a sudden, it costs $99, not $400.
Should I? Do I have to take a class somewhere? I mean, what do you?
I just use my son's email
Yeah.
address.
I got kids in high school, and then my oldest son, he's already got his doctorate or whatever, and so it's like,
Well, the next one that hits college, you're free for 4 years.
yeah, I got a couple of years,
Huh?
so this could all be over by then, Ralph. That's not helping.
I'm trying to help. I've given you options.
Trying to see if I can
Got any
remember
other
my
kids I can
student email.
adopt that are in school? I mean, forget it. No, because then I'd have to pay for something. I'd pay more. My dad said that you'd take care of my rent. No, I'm not doing that.
Actually, I got a second kid.
See what I like how you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I got a spare.
You just need his email.
Yeah. We'll talk. Anyway, oh no, never mind. We won't. Big George says, Ralph, they don't do the student discount anymore.
Yes, they do.
He said that was with DirecTV. They don't do it with YouTube, he says.
No, I don't. I disagree. It's a Sunday ticket thing. It has nothing to do with DirecTV. I'm going to look it up now, Big George. And if you're right, I'm coming after you.
Or why?
Wait,
Big George
if
didn't
you're right-
cause
if he's
that to
right?
happen.
Yeah, because that means he's the bearer of bad news, and I don't need that in my life.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if he's wrong, you come after him for being wrong. But basically, George, he's coming after you either way. But Ralph, you know Big George. If he's 7 feet tall, you know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got a big bat. Right, one shot to the knees, he's done.
That's as far up as you get with it. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We have on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Stay ahead of the curve with your commute. ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is making great progress. That means better travel times, safer commutes, plus easier access to work, schools, retail, and Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Want to stay informed about upcoming closures and construction traffic? Good news. You can get real-time updates on the app, available at i10broadwaycurve.com. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
This is Brad Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Hey, good news about your quarterback there, Ralph. What are you laughing at? At least he's not hurt. Like he's knee in his hip. The testing they did on him said there was nothing significant.
Yeah, he's out though, and they don't know how long. And I know Sam Howell's been taking all the first team reps, and he's actually looked pretty good. But
yeah, Gino will be fine. He
I think he
miss
will.
a few days.
Don't rush him back.
They said, there's no word on when he's coming back, but hey, at least it's not anything serious. And Sam Howell and PJ Walker will, you can get a little extra practice, so that's good for everybody. So all the way around, but
and
Gino be fine.
Student pricing is still there, Big George. So you're wrong.
Oh, in your face, George. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
In your kneecap.
In your kneecap. No, because he brings me chicken nuggets when he's in town. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, but how often?
Yeah, don't upset the apple cart there. I mean, how often do you need free food?
No, it's not. It's
all the time.
It's
free.
The Chick-fil-A nugget cart. I'm not offsetting anything.
That's a delicious cart.
By the way, Geno Smith, smartest guy.
Wow, why?
Because he says, you know what? I might wear one of them Guardian caps. Why not? He said, I've been thinking about wearing one. I'm still debating on if I should wear that thing or not. He says, I don't know yet. But obviously, I hit a lot of people with my head, so got to be careful out there.
Well, they make the cover for it. Now, have you seen the cover?
I told you that was my idea. I said, you get
good.
like a You get like a nylon material, and you can paint it, do whatever, and put the logos on it. Everybody's like, "Nah, it's not gonna look
The
stupid."
Chargers have them, and they look exactly like the helmet. They look great.
Yeah, it looks fine. So, if this is a way to keep people from scrambling their brains, specifically in certain position groups, who gives a crap if their head looks a little larger? Look at Aaron Rodgers in his stupid helmet.
He looked like that cartoon Martian. I can't remember his
Right,
name.
the Marvin Martian.
The Great Kazoo.
The exchange for communicator.
Yeah.
Boom.
I just was wondering if players would buy in, because I've listened to entire podcasts where players just sit there and complain about the design of helmets. This one looks dumb, that one. Yeah, but people listen, the NHL was like, hey, people have to wear face masks, and guys were like, nah, I like risking my teeth getting knocked out of my face. That they get used to it, they get attached to it, and it's hard for the league to get them to take that next step. I wasn't saying it was a bad idea, just I don't know if players will buy in.
And Ralph, it's not an over-exaggeration to say dying. It may not be on that day, but look at all the lives that have been ruined by the CTE. That's the big one there.
I agree. I was thinking about what Keon said, because I used to play hockey, and a lot of guys didn't wear helmets back in the day.
Sure.
Including goalies.
Yeah, and they had to grandfather it in. They had to let some older players, okay, if you want to keep playing without your helmet, fine. But everybody in the league after this point, you got to wear a helmet.
I didn't used to wear a face guard until I took a stick to the face.
No, we can tell.
And then I started wearing a half shoe.
Yeah, we can tell.
Oh my God.
Jeez. President Wallet says, personally, I think we need less helmet. Let's go back to the leather cap. Then these guys will stop using their head as a hammer. I know rugby has head injuries, but nowhere near the volume.
Well,
NFL does in the sport is just as violent. Okay, so you're right. If nobody was wearing a helmet, then they would be more careful about how they lead. And even Geno Smith said it. He says, I obviously hit a lot of people with my head. So you would be more careful of your cranium otherwise. But I tell you what, the transition, people be dead left and right. Just boom, boom. Like, oh, that's right. I forgot I didn't have a helmet on.
We got to the point where we have helmets slowly. You can't just take that away in a day, because no one's going to know what to do. How do you tackle in a world where the only form of tackling you've known is launching yourself like a missile?
Well, you're actually sitting there going, do you cancel the game if there's a decapitation, or do you just maybe like take a half hour? How long is the break when somebody gets decapitated out there?
I think as long as you put these covers on, you should just wear them. They're fine.
They are
fine. It looks absolutely fine.
I agree
a little
with
bit
Jeffrey,
larger, but
it doesn't look bad.
I agree with Jeffrey that the league shouldn't concern itself with what players think. But they do. They that's sometimes. Just currently I mean, when it comes to things that have not been, put into the CBA, they try to work with it because they don't want the union mad at them, and forcing guys to do a thing is always going to be a touchy subject with the union. Even if the union agrees that it's for safety, they just don't want the league to have the power to make people do things.
Yeah.
Sir Drives a Lot says nobody messes with the NFL. That judge got a private island. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, enough money to buy one, sure. Big George says, you were right. I was wrong, Ralph.
We got that on recording, right? Okay.
Ralph is like, can you say it and sound like my wife?
I just want to play it over and over and over again.
Well, I think that it takes one quarterback, it takes one star player to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and wear that thing. And the rest to kind of be looking, going, yeah. And then the next thing you know, the NFLPA feels like they have a better position to say, yeah, I think we're all going to do that now. And then there you go.
At least some positions should.
Like, you should just make offensive linemen do it. Like that, those collisions are the most
defensive.
Frequent. Yeah, they're just the linemen. I mean, I would say
kick
running
return.
backs, because like, what do you do with players like a running back who essentially, to get the leverage he needs, you have to get low, which means your head is going to be colliding with the person.
You should wear a suit of armor.
You know, what I haven't heard is a lot of running backs come back and say they had the CTE. I haven't really heard. Usually those guys' knees go out before their heads do.
Maybe it's because they just don't play as long.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't know.
It's like your career is half as long, so you don't take nearly as much damage to the head.
It's not even about position; it's about stars. If a stars start doing it, the other guys will start doing it too, and then you can make it a rule, and then everybody's gonna be like, "What are you, crazy? You know, of course you're gonna wear that. What's wrong with you?" So it's a good step in the right direction. Geno Smith could be the first quarterback to make the difference.
Just create a fashion cover, and everybody will want to have their own statement on their cover, and
put a Louis Vuitton logo on it.
Whatever it is, right? They'll make it their own.
So here's the word on the street. So if you're going out to see the Cardinals practice and stuff, you know, like got to want to get a glimpse of Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, guess what? Maybe go to a preseason game, because the Cardinals have said that they now plan that they're going to play Marvin Harrison Jr. in the actual preseason. Good. According to Gannon, he says, I think he needs to get out there and play, you know, and Harrison's like, hell yeah, I want to get out there and play. So you will probably see him. I don't know how many plays, and I'm not promising it's going to happen. So don't go buy tickets and blame me if it doesn't. But that's what the coach said. That's what the player said. Saturday, August 10th, that is a preseason game against the Saints. Is that one here? I can't remember.
It's here.
Yeah. So there you go. That could be it. I don't know. One of those two. See, here's the thing. Every coach is different. Some will do a little bit right at the very beginning and then don't play any starters the rest of the preseason, or they'll do it at the end. I mean, you never know where they're going to kind of pepper in the pros before they let the Joes get out there and try out for the team. So no guarantees. Maybe go to both. I don't know. Can't guarantee it's even going to be a home game. Take your chances. But I just figured you guys should know that that was what was said by Coach Gannon and by Harrison. He's going to be in a preseason game.
That's cool.
888-368-1580. You know what I need? I need to be in better shape for I'm not out of breath doing this. That really wasn't what I was trying to get at, but I realized I'm out of breath.
I mean,
I'm definitely going to get the Ozempic.
Have you ever walked up a flight of stairs and then you had to hold your breath so that people didn't know you were fighting for your life when you walked out of the stairwell?
Yes and no. Because let me tell you something. Yes, but also no. Have you ever got to a building where there were stairs and no elevator and said, there's nothing up there I need that bad? Yeah. And I left.
Yes.
Just like, forget it. What floor is this on? Whew, they're going to miss me. I'm going. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1936 at the Summer Olympic Games in Berlin, Germany, Jesse Owens, an African-American, won the gold medal in the 100-meter dash after German Chancellor Adolf Hitler had espoused Aryan racial superiority the same day at a speech at the Olympic Stadium. First of 4 gold medals for Owens. And yeah, I love this, though. He beat that German Lutz guy, right? Yep. And I love that the German Lutz guy is he's got the silver, and then here's this picture of it right there. He's flipping that Nazi salute in second place to a black man. You've really lost the argument completely when you're not in first place over who you have said is inferior. You absolute dumb dipwad. That is one of the.
Well, he was doing that to Hitler, wasn't he?
Yeah,
well, he was
but just you're
but
standing.
Still,
who you say?
Yeah, he looks like an idiot.
Look,
Yeah,
look
I
at
get
you
it.
just on a lower. You have to. You have to.
That's a beautiful
he'd be
moment.
murdered if he didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean that's a great moment in history.
In your face, Hitler.
You're just a little lower there. Oh.
That was so awesome. I mean, that right there just said everything. Just completely torched Hitler's point. Day one, torched. It's over. There was no, but yet there he goes, 1936. And I guess this wasn't enough to convince people because they kept going until, World War II, and the rest is history.
44.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only part that sucks is that Jesse Owens had to fight to get the opportunity.
Right. And he had to fight to get the opportunity, which, not a
Where
great
did he
look
take
for
advantage
us.
of it?
Yeah.
But he helped, he helped stick it to old Hitler there. Yeah. And guess who's, Hitler was still alive, up until 44. And then Jesse Owens, he was alive much longer. So who really won? Jesse Owens. Thank you. 888-368-1580.
If only Hitler had done what he did earlier and saved us all the trouble.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It's kind of like, the murder-suicide thing. It's like, why don't you just start with the suicide part? No need for the murder thing.
Just, if this is how you were going to end, just do that.
Moist One says, Jesse Owens is from Ohio State University. I'm never going to say the other part that you wanted me to say. Unless Jesse Owens liked that. Then I'd say it for him. I would say it once for Jesse Owens because he would deserve that respect.
Yes.
How long have they been doing the part?
No idea. But you know what? If you find it in his journal somewhere that's how he liked to say it, then we'll figure it out. Until then,
no, forget it. Listen, Jesse Owens, no one's perfect. He just, I'm not gonna hold it against him that he went to Ohio State. I don't know. Big George is here with the bad news. He says, "Damn it, Pirates just took a 7-6 lead on the Diamondbacks. D-backs mediocre bullpen strikes again."
It was 5-0, wasn't it?
It was.
It was for a while, and then it was 5-1, and I looked away. And
playing like the Dodgers are playing.
So Fat Brandon, I guess, when did he get out? So who's pitching now for the Diamondbacks?
Let's see here. Brandon Pfaadt went 5 innings. Looked like he was doing all right. And then
Gave
in
up a
came
couple.
Kevin Ginkel.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Ginkel gave up a few.
4.
And then
Puck.
AJ Puck. He's out there right now.
Oh, Puck you.
Wow.
We just got that guy.
He's been good till today.
He pucked up good.
He did.
Well, listen, the game's not over, so keep hope alive. Go Diamondbacks. Here's hoping. We didn't think look, the Pirates are a good team, so it can't be too surprising to anybody. All right. Anybody getting up at 8 a.m. to watch Team USA's B squad play Puerto Rico?
Nope.
Ralph?
Oh, I'll be up getting ready for the show, but I probably won't be watching that.
He'll be putting on his
also
makeup.
be awake,
That's
but we're like,
his.
I'll be
Ralph's
waking up.
personal time.
I'll be waking up Keon going, "Hey, are you there yet?" Remember, same breaks. You tell me that every week. I know I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's just, you keep
Weekend
saying it. It's like
Warrior
it hasn't
tomorrow at
changed.
10 a.m. So is Keon Show at 11. See you guys on Monday.